Good evening, everybody. Welcome to That's a Great Question podcast. That's the lizard wave.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Oh, good Lord. Gentlemen, hold on one second. Mr. Reverend.
Yes, sir.
I hooked up to your simulcast. Am I okay to do that?
Yes, sir. I just finished, man. That is the fastest I have ever set up stream keys and servers in my entire life. Like I did all of that in literally under 2 minutes. That is astounding for me. I have set a new world record. Mark this on your calendar. And you guys, when you get together with me later, I will do autographs. I'm just saying.
Oh, nice. Very, very nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's sticking. It's not giving me.
But yeah, we're up and running. I finished at like the 4-second mark on your timer.
Good deal. All righty. So we got Mr. Spazzo Yeti in the house. Mr. Who's that? I think that's Salty Nuts over there with the Queen Snake wave. And then Mr. Reverend Rand and Mr. Warrior in the garden.
Hey, how you doing?
How is everybody doing this evening?
Well,
okay?
For me, I had people in my chat discussing food, so now I'm kind of hungry. I'm just saying. I'm feeling better. I was actually pretty under the weather last night with some medication issues, but tonight I'm rocking and rolling.
I don't mean to laugh when you say medication issues.
Oh yeah, well I get it. What I was going through was horrible, and it's really nothing compared to everything else. So.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I've been off for the last few days.
I didn't recognize this when I grabbed my cup, but it says "Boss Lady."
Oh, there you go. It's good enough. You know who runs the house? They all run the house, so it don't matter. So I've been off, I think, since Sunday. Wasn't really feeling it on Sunday, feeling like crap.
Right.
On Sunday, so I took Sunday off. Monday, I had to go to do a chemo treatment on Monday in Santa Monica, but I didn't get the chemo treatment because I forgot to take the blood test.
Oh.
So I got to take a blood test to make sure that my white blood's. This is all news to Salty. He knows all this shit because he's probably been through the same crap that I've been through. But I don't know if you did chemo or not, or just radiation.
You guys get those fucking retards that have never poked a needle in somebody and they try and find a vein and you just want to fucking knock them in the head because it hurts so bad.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So,
you're a trainee. Well, then get the fuck out of this room.
That's what I get all the time with trainees. But I instead of getting the chemo treatment, I got an immunotherapy treatment and a hydration because I was a little bit dehydrated. And then I had to go back today to get my chemo treatment, which is a 24-hour treatment. Hence, everybody notices I'm wearing a white T-shirt. These are the T-shirts that Zombie got me. Zombie 5 got me these T-shirts for when I do my chemotherapy because it has a V-neck, if you can see it, and then I can pull it down to where that's where they stuck the port right there, and it doesn't I'm attached to this right now, which inside this bag is a IV bag and a pump. So for the next 24 hours until 11 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be getting my chemo treatment all overnight and stuff. So,
Yay.
needless to say, tomorrow morning I won't be doing a show.
Yeah.
And I should be feeling okay because the chemo treatment is pumped up with steroids. So
Yeah.
they said I should feel good for at least a couple of days after that. So I don't plan on not doing any shows.
Give you
Because-
those steroids, man. You have to be out there sleeping in the barn pretty soon.
Well, luckily I only get them every 3 weeks.
You remember
But-
Jim Carrey on in Living Color, where he was wearing that blue bathing suit, that one piece, and he's doing the steroids and acting all honcho, and he's nothing but a twig, right?
I
Pretty
understand
soon,
that.
you know, because of that old guy that used to take these orange drinks or whatever, and he was just lifting weights, and he's just this little frail man. But so it was a spoof of that. It was
Oh.
so fucking funny because pretty soon, you know, they got the camera tilted, and he's pulling a Winnebago by a rope, walking uphill with Jim Carrey.
Oh, geez.
Anyway,
Bagel.
steroids. It was about steroids, and he was
Yeah, steroids. Jewel, what they did today was before they give me the treatment, the big bag. It's a big bag that's in there. They give you an anti-nausea medicine on an IV drip for about 45 minutes. So I shouldn't feel nauseous. I didn't feel nauseous the last time. So I should be okay. I shouldn't feel too bad about anything. So just to keep you guys updated of what's going on, I told you I would. This is the deal of what's happening.
if they give you enough chemo, you're gonna look like I do right now.
What is my hair going to grow back?
No, with all the green aura around you, you're gonna glow.
Oh yeah, dude, I've had enough X-rays in my life to where I should be glowing right now. I'm telling you. But anyway, so that's the deal. With what I'm doing, and thank you guys for understanding because I know you guys do. I'm gonna glow in the dark pretty soon. But you know what? This is not that regular chemo that, you know, like the guy next to me was getting that regular stuff, and they had to put him in a light sensitive booth because you can't have the sun hitting that stuff, otherwise it fries your insides and shit. No, this is the targeted special treatment stuff. This stuff goes and another advantage to wearing this V-neck is that the thing is right here. I don't know if you can see me pointing at my neck right here.
Yeah.
It goes from that port. It's stuck in there through a hose. I got a hose hanging out of me. And it goes through there and it goes up here and then the thing pumps and it gets larger and smaller. Like every time it pumps, and then it pumps over to my heart and then it gets distributed through my blood system that way.
Wow.
But every time it pumps, I feel that thing in my neck, in my artery go.
Yeah.
So it makes it. Zombie 5, I can't thank you enough wherever you are for these shirts. They're so convenient. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's get cracking here. I don't want to talk about me no more. I'm a lost cause.
Well, I got
All right.
quick
Well,
med-
just so you
medical.
know, those V-neck shirts looked really gay on Ozzy Osbourne, but they look manly on you. All right, you pull it off. He couldn't do it.
Pull it off. That's cool. Yeah. Oh my God, that's really bad.
Well, the doc says they're going to be able to.
Next section.
As far as my eye,
Yeah,
doc
what
says
happened with that?
a few years back, I guess the same thing happened in the left eye. It was reported to me as I had a scratch, you know, like you're out there weed eating the lawn and something flings up, and you know, and then you got to protect it and all this other stuff, steroids and antibiotics and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I found out today that wasn't the case with that eye. That it was actually a bacteria that your body forms out of rejection of something. And now it's happening in my right eye, and it went a little overboard this time. And the first one that looked at it said, "We're going to try and save it." I'm optimistic, and I'm like, you know,
Why you save your eye?
yeah. Yeah,
Oh, well,
because
that's real nice.
well, yeah, it wasn't nice to hear, but
No, it's not.
it's not like she was a rookie, So,
Yeah.
but this guy, he's like, yeah, we're gonna be okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
So it's gonna take another week or two to get, and there's, I can't look out in the daylight. It just sucks, man. So
Every time I hear the word bacterial infection or anything to do with bacteria, it makes my asshole pucker
yeah,
because that's what I went through before the chemo shit. So
what do you got for us today, Pete?
well, before we get crack-a-lacking, let's say hello to some people's up in the chats. I see Cindy Duff over there on YouTube.
They're gonna think you like them if you do that.
I know, but I got to try and do something here.
Oh, okay.
And Cindy Duff and Disco Daphne, who's over on the Pilled now.
Yep.
Everybody who's being subjected to my stupidity on Reverend Ranch channels.
Yep.
The Rumble and the X and all the other channels he's on, D-Live and stuff.
And also another Pilled channel too.
There you go. Welcome to all you guys.
And just so you know, we have a lot of people that are bouncing back and forth between both chats. So I actually appreciate that much energy going on. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is fun. And then, of course, over here on Pilled, we got Keep True, Disco Daphne. Love Disco Daphne. Crazy Chuck is here. Thank you for the cookie, Disco Daphne. Appreciate that. Helen Dixon is here. Boiling Point Live is here.
I think
Hello, Pian. Jewel. Spaz, thank you for all the cans, brother. Appreciate that. I'm 33 Ohio's here. Spaz is here. Jim Bob's here. How you doing, Jim Bob? Who else we got? Who else do we have? So far, Warrior in the Gardens here. He's down there somewhere. He's hanging out. Anybody else? Oh, Wood Geek. Hey, what's going on, Wood Geek? Anybody else that I missed? Yeah. I will see Jake Allen. What's going on, Jake? I will see you guys in the chat.
I'd like to do a shout out real quick, if you wouldn't mind. Mr. Wood Geek is one of the good guys. So, I mean, he's a great community member, everything else. For those of you who don't know, he also does a carpentry channel. If you want to take a break from politics and garbage, he does some pretty neat stuff. So if you would give him a follow, check him out. I think he's well worth the watch.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And same thing like Warrior does his Warrior in the Woodshop.
Yep. Yeah, close enough.
Warrior in the Woodshop. The Cobb, thank you for the phone. Appreciate that. Hey, Mrs. PTP is lurking. Okay.
Uh-oh. Now you're in trouble.
Of course, I'm always in trouble. So there's a couple of topics that since I really haven't been focusing too much on the news the last couple of days, there's some things that happened that I like to get people's opinions on because there's a lot of people in the mass media, let's put it that way, that are just trashing the shit out of what Joe Biden just did. He came up there, was it today or yesterday? I'm not sure. And he wrote an executive order. The executive order was to shut the border down to anybody who comes in without the proper authorization or the proper entry. So say if they come across the Rio Grande and they come into the country, they get caught, they can no longer claim asylum in the United States. They'll be deported immediately and they can't claim asylum in the United States. So if they get caught again, then it's, they're in prison or something. I don't know, whatever the fuck he's talking about. But now, and I'm going to start from Warrior and we're going to go work our way around from Warrior to Rev to Salty to Spaz, because I want to give Spaz to really formulate an answer on this one. Spaz, not Spaz. Shit, I fucked that
Warrior.
one.
Bob, Joe, Fred, whoever you are.
This guy right here.
There you go. Warrior, what are you thinking? The reasoning behind this and him blaming it on Republicans, thinking that we the people couldn't read the bill that it was going to give amnesty to over 15 million people. And that's why the Republicans didn't want to pass that bill. But what are your thoughts on him doing that now, 3 3/4 years into his first term?
I liken it to the same pattern of bullshit that we continue to see from the Democrats. You know, they claim victimhood and they point fingers, and at the last moment, in desperation, they try and have something pass so they can go, well, look what we did over here, da, 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 da. But it's just, I don't know. I find it comical because it's all the same stuff, and it's all the same patterns, and nothing ever changes. We've seen this every 2 years, pandering to the black vote. You know, especially when it came to BLM. You know, we've seen this pandering to the LGBT, XY, elemental P, you know, confused in sexuality groups. All this is just pandering to the base. I think this is trying to, more importantly, really trying to throw some shade on his son's gun charge trial going on right now. And that's what I see. I just, it's not very hard to see what's going on because it's the same pattern over and over and over again. It's deflection, aversion. Look over here, something shiny. You know, hear the keys, jingle, 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 and you know, hopefully it distracts people from what's going on. But the more that they do these quote unquote distractions, the more obvious it becomes. Okay. And I like that. So, anyways,
you like that? You said.
I do. I like it. As the more it becomes obvious, the more people see it.
The more desperate they look.
The more the more they try to hide something or cover up for something, the more obvious it looks like they are covering up something, and it more eyes are open to the BS that's been perpetrated in this country for the last 200 years. So, you know, there it is.
All right, Reverend Rant, what do you think?
I think it is friggin' astounding that, I mean, everything you guys said is correct already. I mean, it is desperation. It is, you know, last ditch efforts. But here's the thing that astounds me the most is these people can't realize that we're not talking about a politician who's destroyed his name. We're talking about a party that has destroyed their entire brand. And all of these desperate acts, and this is the most astounding part of this, is that they don't even realize it. They don't realize how far they have gone to damage themselves. And so all of these little circus acts that they keep trying to pull off are, you know, just like Warrior said, man, they're just, all they're doing is showing more rather than fixing anything for themselves.
Okay. Mr. Salty, do you have any other riveting thoughts about this?
Yeah, I'd like to know how much of it's going to Ukraine.
How much of what's going to Ukraine?
Right.
Oh, you mean the border funding?
Yeah.
No. There's always some Ukraine money in this shit. No. How many months or years is this going to actually be in effect from somebody else's control? Like it's an EO.
Yeah.
And there's so many months before the potential for that changing hands is going to happen. So how many months is that?
6.
So that's enough time to make the ones that did get across legal citizens before we stop bitching about it.
If the bill passes through the Senate or through the House, Spaz, thank you so much, man. Passes through the House and the Senate and is signed by the president as is right now today, it would give a little over 15 million people in this country, including everyone who registered as a dreamer, you know, as a dreamer in this country, automatic citizenship.
15 million. Now we're talking nonsense like like the Holocaust, like there wasn't 6 million. There was only 6 million
me.
that crossed the border.
Hold on a second.
No, I'm just kidding.
That took 17 minutes before we started talking about the Jews, and I think
dude.
that's a
What
very
he did,
past
it was,
record.
It was only comparative on a number, real number versus fake number.
No, but there's but
when you said it's gonna legalize 15 million, yet
there's close to 9 million dreamers in this country. Dreamers
Right.
are the children of
It's
undocumented
higher.
immigrants.
The number is higher than that, man. We're looking at closer to 30 million probably.
I'm just saying what they have in the bill.
So
What
it's
they have
legal,
in the
it's-
bill.
It's going to give
what they're
legal status to those that Trump wants to just send them out.
exactly.
So he's strong arming it to it's just a rush job to get things done. And on the surface,
Yes.
to the idiots, look good for saying, "Hey, we're for border control." When
Yes.
you just got done letting in, there's nobody left to come in. They're all here now.
Well, yeah, there's probably
So
4
go
to
ahead
5
and
million
shut it
people
so
in
they
this
can't
country
get
right
out.
now.
And who believes that they're actually going to enforce any of this anyway, and it's not just a political stunt?
I don't know. That's the thing. So Salty, that's your conclusion to that is that
It looks like
it's a
he's just-
short-term solution for political gain.
Well,
Right.
in order to keep them here and make it so that nobody can get rid of them, it's a strong arm move and a nasty tactic, and people are going to see it.
Okay. All right. I agree with that. I mean, I agree with everybody so far, and now we're going to come to Mr. Spaz. Please let us know what you think.
You
This
hear
is
me
going to
already?
be. Go for it.
You hear me okay?
Huh?
Can you hear
I
me?
hear you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think it's all a setup. It's all a plan. It's he's going down the book. This is all. The whole thing is election interference. Leaving the borders open and bringing them here. Now what? Provide amnesty or citizenship? What else is that? Oh, that's another ticket to fucking go vote, right? So
Yeah.
it is election interference, and as far as I'm concerned, it's foreign election interference. So I don't know where that Trump EO comes in at whatever time, but I don't know. But I guess, he keeps talking about this deportation thing. I wonder when that's going to happen.
He
So-
keeps talking about the people. What?
The deportation.
Deportation.
Ginormous deportation. That's
Uh-huh.
What does
supposedly
that? What does that
happening.
look like, though?
Well,
What would a massive 15 to 20 million person deportation look like?
What does
Well-
87,000 new IRS armed agents look like?
A
Well, we
target-rich
saw-
environment?
We
No,
saw that
Trump-
warrior. One second, Spaz. We saw what a mass deportation looked like under President Eisenhower. He mass deported millions of people. I mean, he just bust them and flew them out of the country his entire presidency.
Yeah, but there's no one alive to remember watching that on TV or hearing about it on the radio.
Oh no,
What
no,
is
no!
it?
But I mean, it happened.
You know what I'm saying? Well,
Yeah.
I don't doubt that at all. But what I'm saying is that what is that going to look like now?
Oh,
You know,
now
with
who knows?
all you know, what I'm saying
Trump
just all kinds of.
Trump clarified the process, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. Law enforcement, local law enforcement, that we put the power behind law enforcement again, that we put integrity behind law enforcement again, and we get that right. And as these people get busted, as these people have interactions with law enforcement, then see you later, bye. Trebuchet ride, send them right out.
I don't have any water in this.
And I'm voting for Trebuchet, by the way. I don't know if anybody else is with me. Raise your hand, say aye.
Trebuchet.
Well, that probably would be a energy efficient way of deporting people because it's all just counterweight and leverage at that point, right?
That's all it is. Yeah.
Depending on how far they fly, will depend on how much weight they are.
Well,
180
and-
kilos or whatever it is. So
And just so you know, for those of you who don't know, the Trebuchet is the one that's kind of like a catapult, but it swings all the way around and then slings.
Yeah.
That's the Trebuchet, yeah.
Much more momentum.
And if you really want to understand how a trebuchet works, I'll just say go watch some pumpkin chunking videos. You'll get a first-hand lesson. Those people are amazing. A little crazy, but they're amazing. I'm just saying
That's
my
true.
whole that if I was president, that would be my whole deportation immigration plan.
Well, you know, Barack Obama
Who pays for it?
was called the deporter in chief.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
And what he did is he instructed the Customs and Border Patrol, any encounter that you make, that means if somebody's coming across the river and you say, hey, turn back, go back. And they turn around and go back. That's an encounter. That was considered a deportation.
Yep.
And that's how he got, 2 million deportations under his belt buckle. But he didn't deport hardly anybody from this country. It was
also
all a
think
numbers
that
game.
snipers across the border would count as a deportation as well.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we have to get that drastic, but
Well, here's the thing about it is it's not that I want to kill a bunch of people. It's that a bunch of people know that they could get killed doing this, then they're going to be less inclined to want to try it.
well, the thing is, if you cut off the funds and the housing and the stuff that's coming from the federal government going to the states to house and feed and clothe and board these people like so many displaced puppies, they'll wind up leaving themselves
Right.
because they're only
Well,
here for that reason.
I'll take it another step further too. If we declared that anybody that's not here legally or a citizen will not be protected by the law, I bet you that will have an outcome as well. And I know some people are offended by that idea, but there are governments in the past throughout history that the term outlaw meant that you were judged to be outside of the protection of the law. So
Right.
if you committed a murder and you were judged to be an outlaw, the family could shoot you in your face in the town square, and it's not a crime.
I really like that idea there. You have my respect. If that idea were to be put into play, then it's all about an action versus reaction from that point on, and whoever makes the incorrect action is going to be on the shit end of the stick.
Here's my view about the whole thing is if our entire system is set up on the same basis of corporate
That's right, Mark.
structure as we would a regular business. You got elected members, you got board members, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're running a business, are you going to allow somebody that has nothing to do with your business to come in and tell you how to run your business? No, you're going to kick them out.
Yeah.
So why are we not running? I mean,
Sounds
it's
really
common
good.
sense.
If they had no legal protection, let's say two people are in a fight and one of them puts the other one in the hospital, so he wants to press charges. Well, guess what? You can't because you're not protected under the law.
Right. Sucks to be you.
Every move you make from that point on had better reflect and respect where you're at,
Yep.
which
Pam
is all
M,
we ever asked for in the fucking first place.
Pam M in the chat says that New York City, I'm going to see if I can get that. Hold on one second. Yeah, New York City stopped housing today for many. I didn't see that. Like I said, I was
It's all
I was too
backfired.
busy holding on for my life
Yeah.
in the car driving with Mrs. PTP.
Yeah.
Hey, look, she's here in the studio, by the way.
Is that her cackling?
That was her cackling, yeah. But I didn't know anything about that. I just heard. I mean, I just knew that from right this second. Think about the amount of money that the government was supplementing New York City for to house these people, and the damage that they were doing to the city. The Biden administration just needs to stop funding it. You don't have to have all these elaborate executive orders and all this stuff. Just saying, hey, we're not going to supply you with food, shelter, and anything else. You're on your own.
Right.
And if
But-
you are not a legalized citizen, we're going to deport you if we find you.
The
Simple as that.
National Endowment for Democracy, the Open World Society,
What's
the
up, Scott?
Southern Poverty Law Center, all of those people have told Biden and the Biden administration what they're going to do, because this color revolution that we're facing now throughout Western culture is being run by private NGOs and money, and all of these people are on the hook, just like Epstein's Island was on the hook. This is where it all centers.
Yeah. Well, I think a big part of the problem is all the non-governmental agencies that are being funneled billions upon billions of dollars to foment this problem.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you give money to an NGO, they can pretty much do whatever they want under the guise of taking care of migrants.
Right.
And
well, most of these NGOs are predicated on a 501c3, and under federal law, the 501c3, you are only required to use 10% of the money towards your targeted, your stated target, and then the other 90% you can do anything you want with. And that's and by the way, for those of you who don't know, the National School Board Association is also a 501c3 NGO. It's not a government controlled entity. So just so you understand how nefarious all of this is, where our own government is funneling money against us for these enterprises.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I agree with that.
Making themselves necessary.
Making themselves absolutely necessary. That's right, Spaz. That's what they're making themselves relevant while the rest of the world is trying to make them irrelevant. That's exactly what's going on. And unfortunately, not enough people know that that's the real situation that's happening.
Yeah.
They think they hear these NGOs. They think, oh, great. There's people trying to help. There's people trying to, do something. They don't know that it's something that they're profiting more than anybody else who's getting that money. They're profiting more than the migrants are.
And here's the thing about it is most people don't understand that the concept of color revolution, if you look that up and look at the details of that, it'll astound you. This is something that the CIA developed to destabilize other countries, to overthrow governments. Now color revolution has been privatized. And not only is it privatized, but now these private NGOs that are operating color revolution are actually doing it against our own country as well. And even more astoundingly, they're doing it against the entirety of Western culture at one time.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, real quick, for those of you who know a little bit about history, if you go back and look at the fall of the Weimar Republic, and I've said this a bunch of times, you look at the fall of the Weimar Republic and the rise of Nazi Germany, what happened to make that whole situation possible was the exact steps of color revolution. Exactly what we're seeing now, the Hegelian dialectic, where we take the cultural extremes, pit them against each other, destabilize society, and we destroy the economy. And then we have somebody come in and say, hey, I'll fix all of it for you. You just got to sign all your rights over. You got to get rid of that pesky constitution that's getting in our way. And we're going to establish all these new laws. And, oh, yeah, by the way, we're going to kill 90% of you too.
Quietly.
Yeah. Okay. It's a thing.
It is.
I don't know. Okay. Yeah. See, not everybody had the exact same answer. We had very similar answers, but not everybody had the exact same answer, that's what I'm looking for. Everybody has a little different viewpoint on everything. And that's absolutely great, because when I watched it, I was watching it on somebody on Pilled before I came. You leaving? What's the matter? Spaz wants to know why you're leaving.
Yeah.
He just said, yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah.
What he said.
I'm going to go lay down and drink running over Tesla.
Oh, God, this woman hates Teslas with a passion. Could be the nicest
So you're saying
person.
she's smart.
They drive a Tesla. She wants to murder them. All right. Have fun. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt anybody else. Okay.
So anybody ever notice that different people that drive different types of cars are very stereotypical in how they drive. Like if somebody's driving a Cadillac, you know they're going to piss you off at some point. You know, if somebody's driving a Tesla, they probably got their head like completely planted in their ass.
That's
Total
what she
assholes.
said like 1,312 times today.
That's all. That's
This lady has her head up her ass. She has both hands on her phone texting.
I blame
Fucking
marketing.
Teslas.
It's all about marketing.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
Tesla's
Well,
first.
once upon a time when I was a full-time biker, and particularly when I was a full-time patch wearing biker, I got away with a lot more. One of my favorite things to do was keep cupfuls of pennies with me for anybody who wanted to be a nuisance on the road. They usually ended up with cracked windshields.
Of course. Yeah.
Hey, Pete, I saw something funny on my way here today. I
Okay.
was
What you got?
flipping around some channels, and without naming which one, I just bumped into watching Marjorie Taylor Greene in court doing the interrogation thing with Mr. Fauci. Now, we all know Mr. Fauci is a piece of crap.
Okay.
And most of us are of the opinion that MTG is not. And but the irony of it was that Fauci's baby, Moderna, that was Fauci's baby.
Right.
And there was this lawsuit. Johnson and Johnson wanted to sue Moderna for copyright infringement when they, because the vaccine turned out the same, and so they took a different route to get there, kind of like how Vanilla Ice did that song from Queen, dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
But and how he said there was one extra dun in there, so that's how he got away with it. So basically, cheated their way through, deriving to the same thing. It was copied. So Fauci having Moderna, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, her husband's biggest money maker was his stock in Moderna. And the irony of watching MTG, you're a bad guy, Mr. Fauci. It was. I got a chuckle. I was entertained.
Yeah. First of all, Salty, you're bottoming out your microphone.
Too much.
I don't know if you need to turn it down a little bit, or
Okay. Testing.
I don't want you to blow out your microphone there.
1 2
Yeah,
1 2.
it's a little
How's that?
crackly.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
No. The volume was good. Your gain was up too high.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, there you go. So everybody knows, and we can go around the horn on this one too. I'll give you my opinion first, then we'll start with Spaz Warrior and go to Reverend Rant. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. She owned a construction business. She lives in a mansion in Georgia. Her ex-husband was very, 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 very wealthy. When they divorced, she got half the business and millions of dollars in the house and the whole 9 yards. I said it from the beginning. She's vested in a lot of stuff that has to do with a lot of stuff that she's against. I don't care if she has 401ks or 401qs or 401ps. I don't give a shit. You should know what your money is vested in. And like Salty said, it's not untrue. She's vested in Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson, most of these pharmaceutical companies, either directly or indirectly. So for her to sit up there and hold the pictures of the beagles with their heads inside the thing, or show pictures of this, or pictures of Fauci in the baseball thing with the no mask on, she's nothing but a bombasticator. I believe if anybody should be thrown out of Congress, it should be her.
And she's not unique in that way. Is my mic okay now?
Yeah, your mic's
Yes.
fine. No, she's not unique in that way. She's more of a person who's a shock and awe. Oh my God, look what Fauci did. But on the backside, she goes, well, the more he did it, the more I profited off of it. Okay, so I don't throw any stock in no pun intended, in Marjorie Taylor Greene. This has been my stance since she's been elected. I called it before she started doing the bombastication, with just from a few little speeches that she did, that she's going to be a spotlight seeker. And that's all she's ever been.
She funded for those beagles to be tested.
Pretty much.
She has no right to getting up there
Yeah, pretty much.
and holding pictures of puppies.
You know,
No,
And that's
So-
what people need to know, is that she's not better than him
no.
because of that.
Matter of fact, I think she's worse than he is
Yeah,
because
because she's lying directly to us.
because
by
she's
playing the good
she-
guy
she knows.
out of a tag team.
She knows what she's vested in, what she's funding with her own money,
Mhm.
and she's allowing it to happen anyway. Warrior, tell me what you think about it. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, yeah,
I can
I don't
take
think
it.
you're
I'm a
wrong.
big boy.
I don't think you're wrong at all. When I watched her little tantrum that she threw after the hearing, I listened to the words that she was saying,
Tantrum.
and I'm
Tantrum's a good word.
like, well, you talk about a bunch of emotional stuff. Where was the factual things? Where were the numbers? Where were the witnesses and the people who got the jab and all of a sudden became dirt? And then, where are those people? What, if I want to hear a hearing, I want to, let's really get a hearing where we actually have solid evidence to where after the hearing, we can go, everybody goes, well, yeah, I guess we have to, and we have to place this guy under arrest. We have to charge him, don't we? Yeah. Bob, I think we have to charge him. Yeah. Okay. Susie. Yeah, we need to charge him. Okay. So we're doing a second the motion done, charge him, right? There's
You do
none of
that
that.
so well.
Between any of these hearings that have been going on for the last 8 years, no one has been arrested from them.
Are you sure?
Nobody's
Nobody's been charged.
There has been not a single motherfucker who has had the sergeant of arms called in on them for lying to Congress in any congressional setting, and then taken away to the jail in Capitol Hill.
I
There's
bet you
not been
that
one
Jim
person.
Jordan. I bet you that Jim Jordan has wrote and penned several strongly worded letters, though.
Oh, very passionately, strong word letter, right? And that's what I'm saying, guys. That's what I'm saying. The
Get
whole
away,
thing
okay?
here is nothing but the people who are on these committees and everything else. They're babasticating about. They're all a bunch of pussies. Okay, because
No,
they're
they're
not doing anything. They're just saying
Hold
shit.
on,
That's
hold
all they're doing. There's no like if these people are dead to rights lying to Congress, call the sergeant at arms, have them arrested immediately, and prove to them when they were showing evidence of proving that they're lying. There's no action behind it. It's just all a bunch of words to me. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's all I see are people just yapping their gums and having very strong sound bites afterwards. Prove me wrong.
No, I mean, before I let Rev go here, does it seem to you guys like it seems to me that every time they do something like this, people like Matt Gaetz and Andy Biggs and Marjorie Taylor Greene and
Oh yeah.
Laura Boebert, and I can go on and on and on. It
Wonderful
seems like
sound
they're a
bites.
bunch of little children that just won a pre-K soccer game. You know what I mean? Like
Get
they're all
pizza
jumping up.
afterwards.
Yee! Yeah, I mean that's what it seems like to me. They all do
That's
their
hilarious.
individual press conferences, and they all say that, oh, we got him on this and we got him on that, and then they go back and they count their money. So I mean, Rev, hit us up with it. Tell us what you think.
Bukkake theater. It's all Bukkake theater. Yes, and yes, I did mean bukkake. If anybody's
Yes.
saying, "Oh no, Rev got the wrong word," no, he didn't. It's bukkake theater, and here's the thing: is we're all the center point. So here's the truth of it. Here's the truth of it. One of the things that I've always tried to do with my show is I've tried to explain to everybody to take a step back, look at the whole forest, look at the 50,000 foot view,
Yeah.
and look at what's going on. And part of that includes, I've never been one to go for the theater in front of the microphone. I give two squats about what these people have to say in front of the microphone. If you skip all of that garbage, if you turn the media and all the days of our lives, or as the stomach turns, soap opera garbage off, and you go look at who's voting for what, who's signing what, who's aligned with what, you go look at the actual process of our government, that tells you the truth of who is what and what is where and where is when.
Okay. I agree with that.
Hey, I got a lot of intelligent people here on this panel, and I'm not being sarcastic. I respect
Not
you
me.
all for,
I'm not
for being
intelligent.
in the now and having your shit together.
Uh-huh.
So, serious question, because I see things and then sometimes I'm real solid on them, and this one kind of rattles me. So
Well, hold
need
on. Before you get to another question, we still got Spaz to go.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Yeah. So
Spaz,
Spaz.
will you accept my apology?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
It'll cost you $1.
no.
At least. Go ahead, Spaz. Tell us what you think about this MTG thing here.
Oh, that's right, the MTG thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I seen something earlier. The clowns are loyal to the big top. And as far as I'm concerned, these are the DEI hire clowns set up to distract while, the big top's taking and cashing in. Because I don't know. I mean, if Jim Jordan really had any power, don't you think he'd be using it? But why isn't he using it?
I don't know. I can't answer that question.
But
I would love to be able to, but we all got snowed by Jim Jordan.
do they have any power? I mean,
well, yeah, they do. They're the head of the Judiciary Committee of the Congress of the United States of America. They hold oversight over the executive branch.
is that
Then why
like
don't
the
they
chess club?
express that?
Right?
Then they
I
should
don't
express
know.
that.
I
That's what I'm
wish I
saying. They're
had that
pussies.
answer.
They don't do what they have the power to do because of why? Why?
The only
What
thing
is
I can
held
think
over
of
them?
is that they're getting paid off. The only motivation for not doing it is money. It's either money or
Or they're
they have
blackmailed.
something on them that can
Maybe
eventually put
Jim
him in
Jordan
prison.
had maybe Jim Jordan doesn't look like a big drinker. Maybe he had a drink one night and he ran his hand up a little too high up a skirt of an
An
assistant or intern or something like that, and all of a sudden she's like, I got you by the balls now for the next 20 years.
Oh
So
my God.
I mean, it's simple.
the
It's,
only
it's
reason.
quick. It's quick as that, guys. It's literally as quick as that in that town.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the only way I can think of.
So,
That's why they all need to be fired. Every single fucking one of them need to be fired.
So
It's
Spaz, I
like
wish I
those
had an answer to
rooster
that
fights,
question,
right?
but I don't.
When
The
the rooster
business-
gets old and he starts to peter out, they check him out and he's like, well, he's only good for about 3 more fights. Stick him back in there. So Marjorie Taylor Greene's little slide rule there as well, 17, 18. Yeah, okay, 19% of the population are aware that her husband made all of his money off of Moderna, almost all of his money. So she's probably got about another 4 more photo ops in that courtroom. Send her back in.
Maybe, yeah. All right, Spaz, that was your whole answer? Or you have something else you want to add?
Yeah, I don't. It's what are they, a fucking chess club or something? You know what I mean?
no, it's
It's
the
the
world-
Oh, big deal! Bang! Throw your fucking game on the floor. I mean, you have
It's-
no power. It's like
it's world wrestling, actually.
what? Oh,
Think about it. Think about
Yes.
it. You got a couple people that control the corporation, and then you got all the actors going out putting on the show. But behind scenes, when they go backstage, you're like, "Hey, Bob. Hey, Tom. How you doing? You did a good job, man. That was a real good promo you cut out there, man. I like the way you threw me over the ring, man. That was good too. The crowd ate it up. They thought we really hate each other. Let's go get a beer."
But here's the funny thing, and I don't know if it's even that funny, but there are people that, I mean, actual like podcaster peoples who really think that this is what the fuck is happening. That this is real life. This is something that's, being
Right.
played out organically. And this is not, Marjorie Taylor Greene really stuck it to fucking Dr. Fauci.
Yeah. So
And I just
here's-
sit there and listen to those people and I go, you poor people, you
dumb.
poor souls.
You
So
retards.
here's a public service
Thank you,
announcement
Pete.
for everybody. Here's a public service announcement for everybody.
Uh-huh.
Stop believing your own thoughts.
No shit.
Don't believe your own thoughts. Understand that everything is suspect, including what you think. Double check everything. I love Donald John Trump. I still question every single word he
Everything.
said. I double check, I verify. The only person I never double check or verify is Spaz, because he's a legend and we just can't go there.
That's true.
Can I ask that question now? Or
That's
or-
true. Yeah, you get one more question before I got another one. Before I have
Okay.
my question. So go ahead.
I'll direct this at Rev, perhaps,
Uh-oh.
because he loved. Well, you don't have to take it, but
No,
it's
go
an
ahead,
honest
go ahead.
sincere question because I can't decode. I just lately I have a limited
let
sight. I can see things on the surface for what they
Let
are.
her rip, Peter Chip.
What do you think Trump meant when he said, "quote anti-Semitism should call for the death penalty"? End quote. What do you think he really meant by that?
I'm not exactly sure, but that's one thing that I disagree with. I'm not a fan of people who pigeonhole entire groups of people, even though there are issues within those groups of people. However, I will fight to the death for anybody's right to do it.
Okay.
When exactly did he say that?
I don't know the date. I don't have that handy. But
Because
he
I
did.
mean, I pretty much listen to almost every thing that he says. I watch it in one fashion or another. And I think if that was something that he said,
I've seen it. We'll fetch it and I'll get it to you if you're interested for it. I'll get
yeah,
it
I'm
back to you.
definitely interested because
Yeah.
that would have
If
been
you-
major news.
If you could drop a link to me as well, Salty, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah,
will.
that would be
I-
major
I-
news all over the world
If-
that was something
Yeah.
that came out of his mouth.
Would you air it if I gave it to you?
I would like to see him say it
Okay.
where he said
All
it.
right.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
Yeah.
Okay. I will get that to you. I'll
There-
hunt it down and
there's-
get it.
There's a few things that Trump does and has done that I'm not behind. I will gladly call them out. And
Yeah, I
there's
didn't know because a lot of people
Now,
would say,
I've
well,
seen
what
him
he
say that
meant
the
by
death
that
penalty for
is,
drug dealers.
and you got to hear him out. So I didn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I was trying to be as fair as
Right, right.
possible.
So, it's the same thing with
Yeah.
the flag burning. I know a lot of people get pissed off about flag burning, but true freedom, to truly be a democratic republic as we're supposed to be, to have individual liberty, that means you have to be able to recognize somebody's right to say or do something that you would spend a lifetime advocating against.
Yeah. So I would put anti-Semitism into that
Yes.
that category, right? I mean,
Yes.
even though none
Well-
of us up here are anti-Semites, and we don't like. Well, I mean, okay, I can't speak for everybody, but
Well, the thing is we have to be able to, if we're going to be free, we have to have the freedom to be wrong.
right.
But
Right.
also, if we're going to participate in the process, and this is the part that really pisses me off, because most people don't think that the United States should somehow be the adversarial process, but this is exactly what we're supposed to do.
We
We're
were born
supposed
on
to
it.
question. Yeah, we're supposed to question everything. We're supposed to challenge. Even if I think you have a good idea, it's still my responsibility to challenge your idea, because the reality is that a good idea cannot be knocked down by the truth.
Right.
And we
right.
always-
Now,
And-
I
here-
know for a fact that Salty Nuts over here has an issue with the Germans, with the Jews, with all kinds of stuff like that. I'm not saying
Right.
he's an anti-Semite. What I'm saying is, if he is an anti-Semite, that's not going to keep me from keeping him off my show, because
Right.
he has the right to his opinion as an American citizen, just like
Well, yeah,
Spaz
we
does,
have
you
to-
do, Warrior does, or I do.
And this is the thing. Everybody who ever has studied law,
Plus,
is
it makes
gonna
for an
know
interesting podcast.
if you've ever studied law, first year law students always learn one thing before everything else. The adversarial process is the crucible of truth. If we have the conversation and we challenge each other's ideas, then we come to the truth of those ideas.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people who are, and this is what I kind of like more about Pill than I like about any other platform, is there are people on here who have different views than me. They have
Yeah,
different views
but-
than Warrior does, or Salty does, or you do, Rev, or Spaz does, and we can sit here on a panel and not have to echo chamber ourselves. Well, Trump's great. Trump's great. You know, trust this, do that. Trump's great. Marjorie
Everything-
Taylor Greene. Blah blah blah.
Everything is suspect. Question everything. Even
Of
if you
course.
think it's a good idea, question it.
Question everything. And
Unless
I
it's Mrs. PTP, then run the other way and don't look her in
Totally.
the eyes.
get in a Tesla as fast as you can and drive away.
Well, no, I'll take an ass whooping before I'll get in a Tesla.
So I'm
just
telling you,
saying.
me too. That
You
woman
might as
absolutely
well.
hates Teslas.
You might as well whip my ass because I'm not getting in it.
Yeah. Okay, so Salty, does that answer your question, or for the most part, until we can get some more information on that? Okay.
I thought he was going into something.
Thought he was what?
He was going into something. And well, he started to say
No,
something.
I was looking for it so that I could get it to you as soon as possible.
Oh, okay.
Carry
I mean,
on,
doesn't
and
have to be
thanks,
right
for the,
this
thanks
second.
for the airtime on that one. I was just
No
kind of
problem.
curious.
Just, I would just like to see when it was said. That's all. I would like to, I would like to research that a little bit more.
You
So-
know what? I got a great question.
What you got?
Why does my computer need a fan for the fucking processor, but my phone doesn't?
Your phone does have a fan.
Really?
Yeah.
A fan to cool the processor.
Of course.
Man, I've fucking opened a lot of phones. I've never seen a fan.
Well, they don't look like they're big computer fans, but they're there. They have to, because you ever feel like when you plug your phone in and like your phone's charging and it starts to get warm if you're holding it,
Well,
and then
that's
all of a sudden a few minutes later it's not warm anymore, but
That's
it's still
the-
plugged in?
but
That's the
a-
fan cooling down the processor.
That's a battery. I don't know, man. I think it's really weird. I've opened up tablets. I'm that kind of guy. I take
Okay.
things apart to see how they work. And
Um,
I got the viewpoint of somebody sitting on a sit and spin. So I'm
Yeah.
looking all kinds of ways. So
I trust the 8-year-old Chinese kids putting it together, that they know what they're doing. So I really don't really take stuff apart like that
I think
anymore.
it's really weird. You can do a
Yeah.
lot of things on a phone, and it doesn't have a big old power supply or a big fan.
Well, it did back in the day. They use heat sink.
Yeah,
It's that same thing, Smokey Randy.
heat sink. Yeah.
I have no idea. Anyway, okay, so the next thing I like to discuss is I watched a podcast. Well, it wasn't really a podcast. I don't know what the hell it was. While I was in the doctor's office yesterday, and I don't remember who it was or whatever, but they were talking about how Donald Trump is going to get jail time, that they're going to put him in jail for the minimum of 1 year, and that he is going to be in jail for the November election. And now I'm going to tell you what these guys said is going to happen. Because I wish I could have got the name of the podcast. I would have looked for it, and I would have showed it tonight. But it never occurred to me while I was being pumped full of deadly chemicals.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time. That's right. So what the guy said was that once the sentencing comes down on the 11th, even if they move up the convention to nominate him as the nominee for the Republican Party, the sentencing is going to give him a year in jail. And what they said Trump was going to do is he was going to drop out of the race and tell Don Jr. that he has to run the country until his year is up. And he said this after his conviction, this was going to happen. I mean, not his conviction, I'm sorry. After his sentencing.
How can that
Yeah.
happen?
So what can happen is he can ask the electors who nominated him to change their nomination to Don Jr.
No.
And then John Jr. would be the nominee
Okay.
for the Republican Party if Trump backs out.
So wow.
Hold on. I'm not even done yet.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh God. Hold on. So of course the popularity of Trump is going to hold. Okay. So Don Jr. gets elected in November. He picks a token VP. Right? The token VP, whatever, a year goes up, the VP resigns. Don Jr. elects his father as vice president. And then within 90 days, President Donald Trump Jr. resigns, making President Trump, former President Trump, former Vice President Trump, President Trump. And he makes his son, Don Jr.
Did you hear this from
VP.
107?
I don't remember.
Or what about Nino's corner? What about
Can
that?
a convicted and sentenced felon?
Hold on
that
hold on
office?
hold on a second. I got
That sounds
something.
it sounds like a lot of wishing washing.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
friggin' moving parts to that.
First
that's
of
too
all,
much.
I want everybody to know
The
that
White
drugs
Hats are
are
in
bad.
charge.
Hold on,
Okay,
let me-
so-
let me check
Hold
my
on,
crystal
before I
ball and
know
see
we
if
got you a lot of information right there. So let's do
you
this.
might
Let's
have
start
the
with
answer for us. Hold on, I'm
let's
looking.
start with Spaz. We'll go to Spaz, we're gonna go to Salty, and then Rev, and then Warrior. So we'll kind of mixing it up. So let's Spaz, what do you think about a scenario like that happening within the next 6 months?
I'm sorry. That sounds way far fetched, but you know, who knows in this world anymore? I don't know. I don't see it happening. But I honestly, me personally, I think they need to sentence him to jail time and put him in jail. That's what I think they need to do. Because
Really?
yes, are you kidding? I mean, imagine Trump in jail. Imagine what people would do.
Well, what would they do? What would you think they would do?
Well, some would cheer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to let assholes be assholes because that's how we know who the assholes are, right? Some would cheer, but others will not cheer. They will not cheer. They will voice their opinions just like they did the 24 hours after his sentencing, where they donated $3 million fucking dollars to the man in 24 hours.
$200 million in 48 hours.
Yeah. I was gonna say
$100 million within 48 hours.
It's
That's a
somewhere
lot.
between 200 million and holy shit. Like there's
exactly.
there's
It's
space
just
in there.
ridiculous.
That's a lot of sway or swag or put your money where your mouth is. That's a lot of that's a Bud Light fucking bullshit points.
That's a lot of leg sweeping.
To oh man. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, look, everything they do to this guy it only makes him stronger, right? I don't want to use the term "evil begets evil," but you know, it's something about this. It just, you know, we keep shining light on things, and you know, the bugs scatter, and you just gotta know where the bugs go. Yeah, I think they should put him in jail. I think that would be top dog. I mean, people in the Bronx would be doing backflips, going, "I'm voting for this dude. I don't care." They're already doing it. I'm just, yeah, maybe he needs to go sit behind bars for a while. The last thing I want to see is, you know, a couple of sheets tied together, like, you know, in Jeffrey Epstein's cell. But I think we're dealing with a different story at this point.
Right. Okay.
They couldn't find what he got. They already raided his house.
Yeah, they still haven't figured that one out yet.
Well,
all right,
it's
Salty.
coming.
I'll be
enlighten
short.
me.
That one just sounds a little too crazy. I mean, we've tried to follow some rabbit hole down until they just end up there with you know, your Wano Savin and you know all the others out there that just you're like, wow, no, that's too much. You'd have to show me something on that. Even though we've had some crazy stuff happening, like, kids sniffing plagiarist racist. He's, he doesn't know what flavor ice cream he's eating, but he's running the most powerful country on the planet. So weirder things have happened is what I'm going with. That one just seems a little too Russell J. Gould. How do I end that one? Do you get my drift?
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's a little cuckoo.
But I mean, we still have conspiracy theorists.
Well, yeah,
there.
but this one's too
He's
destabilizing.
still in full swing.
It's too destabilizing. It's as if the people don't know Don Jr. as anything other than a podcaster at this point, and to be so hubris to think that all you've got to do is say, "Hey, vote for him instead," and we're all just gonna do it.
I'm just telling you what the idea that they were floating out there. I have no idea what the country would think about it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
no,
anything
right
else
up
you want to
there
add to
in
that
cuckoo
before we
territory.
move on?
That's just crazy stuff.
Okay.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay. I agree, but I'm just hey, it's a question, All right, Rev, what do you think? Is it too bombasticatical?
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
All right, so here we go. Let's go down the list. First and foremost, if they put Trump in jail, the landslide that's coming behind that is going to be far more astounding than what we're seeing already. That's facts. America is seeing this. Everything they're doing is working against him, and I think they're going to try to put Trump in jail. Trump spoke about the fact that he's prepared to sit in jail because he knows how this game plays out. Now, once we actually do vote Donald John Trump to be number 47 in the playbooks and yet still number 1 in our hearts, President of the United States of America, I don't care what their bullshit excuse is, they can't keep the most powerful man in the free world in jail. The Constitution doesn't allow for that. He is immediately free. He is gone. He is out, and all of them are now in serious trouble. And as to the idea that a president or an elected official or a not elected, but a candidate, a presumptive nominee, et cetera, can just call the electors and say, oh, well, I want to put this other person in my place. The Constitution does not allow for that either. So the entire thing would be a foul play because it would be repugnant to the Constitution, and the Democrat terrorist network would win the minute anybody tried to do that. So the reality is that
hold on.
what
The electors can withdraw or nominate anybody that they want to.
No, they can't.
Yes, they can constitutionally.
No, they still have to
proved that.
They still have to represent our vote.
Not anymore.
No, we're talking before the vote. We're not talking about after the election. We're talking about before the election.
Well, before the primary.
Yes, before the convention.
It's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible, but I think
constitutionally it has nothing to do with it. Now,
I think
like
it
you
would
said,
be-
after the vote, it's different.
I still think it would be a bad play. I agree that to a degree, Trump Jr. is known for being in front of the microphone, in front of the camera. He's good at that. I can't say that I would be opposed as him as VP. I think that would be interesting because he does good in front of the camera. He is quick on his feet, and he is good at really punching back and pissing off the left, which, I mean, if he does nothing else but piss off the left, I'm already voting for that. So, but I think that ultimately, if they try to put Trump in jail, then they completely destroy the Democrat brand because we're already looking. I mean, consider this, even just with the black community alone, which I hate to break everything down into race, groups, but this is where we're at. The Democrat terrorist network needs at least 80% of their vote, even with all of the illegals, and they still need at least 80% of the vote of the black community. And they have been steadily losing. I mean, they have been hemorrhaging voter base from the black community throughout all of this. This has been the most stupid idea that any of these stupid retards could ever come up with. And, even now they claim that it's over 23% are pro-Trump, but I would wager that it's a lot higher than that, probably double that. And if they put him in jail, it's guaranteed to be at least half or more of the black community. And I can validate that for people that I talk to in the real world, because I'm in South Central Florida. I talk to we have everybody here, and I'm hearing the same message on the street as what we're talking about in social media. And so if they put Trump in jail, Trump is just going to do nothing more. I mean, this is going to be the greatest rally that never happened. Putting Trump in jail will get him more attention, more votes, more news time, more airtime, and anything and everything that he does. He will get more of us, people like us. I'm watching people on social media create our own Trump ads, Trump videos, pro-Trump this, pro-Trump that. The guy is getting more traction than any politician in the history of politicians. And all he would have to do is take that little skinny ass cheap pillow that they give you in the jail and roll it up nice and tight so it's a little bit thicker, and put it under his head, and maybe have a nice conversation with whatever Secret Service agent's going to be there with him, or maybe just grab a book, put his feet up, relax for a while. I'm sure he's still going to get treated well even in the jail. So all he's going to do is sit and relax while the rest of the world does his campaigning for him.
Okay. Warrior, what do you think? I mean, that was a very articulated answer there, Rev, but that's
all righty then. Okay, that's what I think was going to happen if Trump gets arrested. He will be thrusted into literal godlike status. I'm not
he will
joking.
become a saint.
He will become a saint. He's already a martyr. People have already called him a martyr, so he only needs one more miracle before he becomes sanctified, right?
He's also now labeled the chosen one. So
yeah.
What did we?
There's a song
what did we say 4 months ago? 4 months ago, we said that he is the Moshiach of the people from Israel. Okay. And he is the savior. And I said this 3 months ago. Trump is being thrusted upon people, and he is being. I mean, for crying out retruthed a picture of him next to Jesus, saying that with the crown of thorns on his head, saying he's also being persecuted like Jesus. Are you fucking serious? What an ego on this bastard! Are you kidding me? Okay, but again, he only believes in doing things right the first time. He doesn't believe in forgiveness and asking for forgiveness and redemption. So, I mean, when I see this, and my message is consistent with people. Okay, you've been with me for a long time. I consistently, through my presentations, I show that we've been lied to over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. So, and then this time, when I'm telling you guys, my message has been consistent. Every step is fulfilling a prophecy of a group of people, and every step that every lash that he takes, or every sling or every arrow that Trump takes, is a more codification of his deity, of his deityhood, of his sainthood. Okay, and I want people to at least acknowledge this. Because you look at the memes, you look at the merchandise. For heaven's sake, he's got a freaking knife now that came across my Rumble feed. That you can buy your own Trump knife. Oh, good. What am I going to go do? Whittle some bark or something?
Go slash prices.
I'm gonna go slash some prices. I'm gonna go.
What kind of Trump knife? Like a pocket knife?
It's a lock blade. I mean, it's a collector's item is what it is. It's a shit you see when you go to a gun show and there's that guy who's got 50 of the same fucking knives. It's that bullshit. I mean, it's ridiculous. So that's what I think. That's what I think. This is what I think was going to happen. Is that they're going to. He is his view. Not every single one of them, but a vast majority of his supporters are going to thrust him into this idea of who he is or what he's all about, and it's all for a greater cause. It's all because there's a greater story at play here, and I want people to be more aware of this and ask questions, and not just like Rev said, question, verify, right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing, people. That's the only thing that I'm doing here is that I've surpassed the news because I've seen it for what it is. It bores me now. So then when I go on to something else, I'm looking at deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper every time I ask questions. So this isn't I'm bashing Trump bullshit. No, this is, I want you guys to open your eyes and look at what's going on in front of you. That's it. That's
But
it.
I think what you're describing though is really, I mean, it's not so much the elevation, it's the action and reaction. Like the harder they attack, the harder everybody wants to stand behind. I mean, your observation is absolutely correct, but yeah, that's really it's not that it's going to cult level. It's that it's going to the harder left you push, the harder right we push kind of thing.
I mean, I can see that, Rev. Yeah. I can see that, but
I also agree with everything else. That it's all.
But I mean, the thing is that the guys here, Spaz. I don't know about. I know Pete is. I know Rev. I know you guys are gonna vote for him. That's fine. But there's a lot of people here, and like a lot of the larger channels, they refuse to even have this conversation.
Yeah, I know.
They refuse to even acknowledge the fact that he is being thrusted upon. The people are, whether they acknowledge it or not, there is a level of worship to a man, which is, I'm sorry, but if you follow the Bible, doesn't it say to have no other idols above me?
Yes,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm saying what I'm saying is that.
That's one of the 15 commandments.
Careful who you thrust upon, who you idolize, and who you look up to, and who you want to fix everything. Because guess what, people? Men will let you down every single time. A man will let you down. Not like a man or a woman, but men. The species of man will let you down because we are flawed individuals.
And I think there's two issues, that we're facing that are, the drive behind, what your observations are is one. I think a lot of people do think that, that Trump is favored by God because of all he's accomplished and waking us up and everything else. And to a degree, I do believe it's part of God's plan. Does that make Trump on the same level as God or somehow? No, I don't believe that. But the other thing, and I think this is really the most important part in all of this, is that all of these people are committing hero worship because they want a hero to do for them what they're not going to do for themselves. That's the part that frustrates me. It's going to require all of us.
Trump truthed that. That's Trump's post. That's not the people's post.
Yeah, somebody that was a release from the court. He took that picture. Somebody in his cabinet.
That.
Then it was on his account. His account retruthed that image right there, where it's. So I mean, it's.
You think he's trying to say that
he's being John Lennon.
He's being Jesus?
No, he's saying that Trump is being persecuted the same as Jesus was when he was persecuted.
The same thing.
Yeah, why? I mean, like Jesus is not. He's not sitting there next to him. Like coddling him. Like Jesus was persecuted in front of the Pharisees, just like it is now, and Trump is now being persecuted in front of the Pharisees, like he is now.
Exactly.
That's how I see it, because they're both on trial. Essentially, that's what the imaging is saying. That they're both on trial. So, but I mean, and it's open for people see it differently. I understand, but what I see is that, and I don't think it's good, people. I think Reb is right. We should question our leaders. We should question who he keeps around him. We should question what awards he receives from other countries. We need to question these things, not because we're not on the Trump train and we're just being shills, whatever.
Right.
No, it's because if this person is supposed to represent us, then we need to hold him accountable for every fucking decision he makes, every single one.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a step further than that. Even if Trump is doing what we want, or any politician, it doesn't even have to be Trump, anybody, even if they're on our side, they're our rep, they're doing what we want, we should still be behind them screaming, this is what we want. Even when they're doing the right thing, we should still be behind them, all of our voices united, and say, hey, this is what we want. I'm glad you're doing it, but this is still what we want. Let's keep doing what we want. Do what we want. Take care of us. Don't put America first. Put Americans first. Let's do that and keep screaming that over and over behind them. We want accountability. We want Americans first. We want prosperity. We want to be taken care of. We want to be first on your list. We want to be the first thing that you think of every morning. We want to be the last thing that you think of every night. That is your job. And if we all unite as a people and get behind them, and even these politicians are trying to work against us, I guarantee you having more than half of a nation scream in your face will startle you and change your directions.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete.
I wish that would be the case. Yes.
Hey, Pete, see
Yes,
these
that's
street
my goal.
names right here?
They're
These
hard to
street
see.
names is a location I'm going to go to. It's going to be held by Red Ice TV. They're otherwise known as white supremacists, but they're pretty much, patriots. And so that's where they're holding this event. And in 17 days, I'm going to go there. And so I looked at the street names, and it's like a Best Avenue, White Pines Street, and Noble Court. And I'm like, that's a
You're
great
going
place.
to a white supremacist rally?
Well, no, it's Red Ice TV. Lana and Hengren, you know them. You've seen them. They're conservatives. They're pro-American.
So
And,
why would you say that? Why would you say white supremacists? For?
Because if you go to Wikipedia and you look any one of them up, that's what Wikipedia will say.
Mm,
Well, I know, but that's what I'm
Wikipedia's not
saying.
He was being
Republicans
facetious.
here, there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He was
like-
being facetious. Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah, exactly.
Anybody who looks at Wikipedia for information, I got a question.
No,
Hey,
I
Zombie
looked
5.
at it to see what their opinion was, and so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
found those 3 street names real funny, and so I replied to the invite with, "Hey, those street names are rocking it."
Oh my god. Interesting.
you know what I think?
What's that?
I think Trump has enough enemies.
I think so too. Care to elaborate?
Well, I mean, let people do their own thinking. I mean, right? You know,
Well, give him a
sometimes-
direction. Gotta give him a direction to
sometimes-
go down. You know,
Sometimes
just
you,
turn the shoulders. Go that way.
I don't
sometimes
think
you
he's
live
going to
like
do any jail time,
That way.
and I think Tulsi Gabbard's going to be VP. And you can check me on that later, but that makes a lot of sense. That'll pull in a lot of Dems, a lot of people that are ready to jump ship from the Biden plantation. I think it'll
As-
be Tulsi Gabbard VP, and that Nikki Haley was set up to fail. And it's just, I don't think he's going to do. If he does any time, he'll be out before the mob gets unruly.
And I think we should have Spaz for the press secretary. I'm putting my vote in right now.
I don't answer questions too well.
No, but you play heavy metal, and then every
That's all
Monday
that
morning,
matters.
come on, bro. Think about it. All the reporters are screaming, asking questions, everything else. Spaz walks in, sets a radio in front of the microphone, hits the play button, turns around, walks back out. Press meeting over. Hallelujah. The job
Spaz,
is
give us
done.
your best circle back. Let me see your circle back.
Yeah.
Can you
Do I-
circle back?
Okay,
Like
our
a fitness
first question will be answered today by Black Sabbath. Play.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
start by
funny.
playing Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
That's right.
There you go.
Let the bodies hit the
Put some
floor.
old school Slayer on there. There's
Oh,
for some
geez.
easy listening for your old people.
Okay, so I got one more thing.
Uh-oh.
One more
They have
thing
a
that's
dream
probably
for
going
that.
to take up the rest of the 2 hours of the show. So another thing that I heard, I think this was the day before yesterday, which I think was Sunday. I don't know what day it is.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. So Sunday. Was that? Now I know you thought the last question was very far fetched. And I don't even know who played this one either. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't feeling too good on Sunday, and I was just listening to stuff off and on. But I did hear this, that Joe Biden is going to pardon Donald Trump of all federal crimes, including the federal election interference things. He's going to ask Kathy Hochul of New York, as the governor of New York, to pardon Trump of all of his convictions, because when he gets ready to leave office, whether it's in 4 years or another 4 years, that he wants to stave off a civil war, and he wants to be the one who would want to unify the country. And if half the electorate thinks that the Democrats have done this, he's going to pardon Trump for this, and ask the governors of the states to pardon him or dismiss cases against him.
Wow.
Drugs are bad.
Pete, I'm looking at you like the first time that you and I had a conversation about flat Earth.
About what?
Okay? About flat Earth. I'm
Okay.
looking at you in the same manner that you looked at me
Right.
those 2 years ago, whatever it was now.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
What the fuck is wrong with
really-
this guy?
is the chemo getting to your brain, bro?
I'm telling you, bro. It's fucking. It's
It's
getting.
like
But no.
the
This is legit.
ideas that are coming. I know the ideas
Right.
are being pumped out there. Reminds me of the early days of Q. Okay, because
Yes.
I was listening in those days, and it was like
Me too.
today, and then 4 minutes later, there's another theory where 10,000 people were believing this
Hey.
theory, and this and that and another, and I'm going, okay, so no one really has any fucking idea what we're doing here, right? So no
No.
one has. They just have assumptions, and they can
But-
oh my gosh, we're using gematria, which is a
Here's the
which is
thing,
a
though.
Jewish form of using words. Just let you guys
Here's
know
the
that.
thing,
Anyways.
though. I haven't even finished yet, and you felt that you needed to jump in there and tell me I was mentally unstable.
Well, I mean,
didn't
I'm
even
just saying
finish
the
the whole thing
obvious.
yet.
We love that you're mentally unstable.
The
Well,
High Beach
they
Mama
all are.
Mermaid. The second part of that is that Joe Biden and Jill Biden know that their son Hunter Biden is going to be convicted not only on the gun charges, but he's also going to be convicted on the tax evasion charges, which are both federal crimes,
Actual felonies.
actual federal felony crimes.
Okay, all right.
So
Let's
now
explore that.
Joe Biden is thinking if he placates to the Trump people under the guise of staving off a civil war, that nobody would pay attention to him when he gets ready to leave office and pardons his son from all federal crimes.
Guises of a civil war. So who?
Yes.
So does he? So apparently, if okay, let's just go down this thought exercise. So apparently, he's in knowledge that there is going to be some type of violence started, or there could be a civil war. Well, which America are you? You know, that sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
oh man, this.
They-
Dang it! This sounds so crazy.
So everybody in the chat is wondering, is the 24-hour chemotherapy that I'm doing going to my friggin' brain?
Well, it's I mean,
Not really.
Got to ask the questions, you know.
I got it.
It's-
I'm okay with that.
And
It
it's like
sounds
going to
more
your
like
ass this time.
you're listening to people with drug problems. That's what that sounds like.
I'm
Yeah,
telling.
right.
Well, this is what I'm hearing. Right. This is
Yeah.
things like this. I'm
That-
hearing these things, and I'm thinking there's
But
no
there's-
Q attached to this. There's no you know, Alex Jones attached to this, or any of those other
Where'd you
people,
get
Owen
that?
Schroyers.
So I
are
got-
other-
I got 4 words for you.
Tell me.
Foundation of reasonable belief.
Okay.
These people that say these things, there's nothing on the airwaves that gives a foundation for reasonable belief.
Yeah, it's just all hearsay. It's all made up sensational stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we all get to choose what we believe in.
Yes.
It-
Scott, do
as
you
long as
believe
it-
something like that could happen?
as
I-
long as it's my truth.
I
Huh.
believe I believe our minds make it real. The only reason we have anything is because somebody thought it up and had the drive to pursue it enough to make it a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was a wheel or a 2x4, which isn't a real 2x4.
Yo, I sent you an Instagram about that, by the way.
I saw that. I saw that.
The same night that we talked about that, I saw that. Now I'm not saying that I buy into these theories, not for a long shot. But I'm just trying to bring up the question of this is what people are starting to say because they're seeing the reality of what's going on and that their favorite candidate is going to possibly go to jail.
The jail is
Okay,
just going to
okay.
make him bigger.
So okay,
Yeah.
who is it here? Eyes cry not. Question: what is it in for Governor Hochul, and how does Governor Hochul play into this?
Well, she's
That's-
the only one who can pardon Trump in New York.
Oh,
I mean that's not going to happen though. She hates him with a passion of 1,000
Right.
fiery suns. I mean, that
Hey,
But if the
I wonder-
president asks her, if
Hey,
even-
Bill Biden, holy shit,
a president can pardon someone.
it'll take him 10 minutes to ask a question.
that's what I'm saying. If I can't remember his own name, you know, if you know, I mean, if the president asked her to do it as a personal favor to her, maybe she'll do it. Who knows? To get his son out of jail, maybe. Thank you, Mermaid.
sounds like a lot of these ideas are like bottle rockets with the stick cut off.
Just,
I was going to say narcotic psychosis, but okay.
I really
Yeah,
wish
that-
I
that
could
works
have
too.
played the clips. I know, but I
Here's-
didn't. I wasn't
here's-
at a
Here's
Got
the
place where I could
reality,
download
though.
them and stuff. So
All of these speculations are all describe the desperation of the left. Everything we've been talking about is founded on speculation based on the desperation of the left. This is how far they've destroyed their brand. The entire world knows about the Democrat terrorist network. But they're not a political party. They're a bunch of cowards with hand grenades and really nothing more.
okay.
Daddy called me a Democrat.
And they're not
I've seen
really
that
hand
video
grenades.
so many times.
They're more like glitter bombs, you know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. PN says PTP. We still love you even if you lose your mind. Prayers. Thank you,
Prayers
thank
are
you,
needed.
PN.
Yes, absolutely.
We still love you,
Thank you,
even if
Mermaid.
you are an idiot.
I'm not the one who's losing my mind. I'm just repeating what
Right.
other people have said. You know, I mean, I'm just asking. Like I said, now you got me
I've been there.
questioning my own shit.
Dude, I've been there. The some of the shit that's come out of my mouth over the years we talked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Oh
just-
yeah, I'm telling you. Okay,
Yeah.
so right now, I'm on enough uppers, downers, and all arounders to make me sane and focused.
Wow.
Just to let you know. So, the way I'm looking at it is that these are people who are starting to make these wild accusations, and I do consider them wild accusations. By the way, I'm
Yeah.
not buying into any of this stuff, especially the whole pardoning thing.
It's okay,
Um,
Pete. You can tell us.
I am telling you. I'm being perfectly honest.
I know I'm
um,
teasing you.
No. I'm trying to convince myself, not you. So while I'm sitting here I'm holding more pills to take because it's almost getting close. But these are the things that are coming out there, and I don't think anybody's made that connect. I don't even know if Salty Nuts is still alive. Is he okay over there? Did he fall asleep?
No, he's good.
Oh, okay.
He's listening.
I'm
He's listening.
surprised.
All of us go off the deep end.
I'm surprised that nobody has brought this up yet.
Yeah.
Does this not sound like the days of early 2015, 2016, 2017, 18, 19?
Yep.
Does it sound like all of these, things that people are saying that
You
you
mean
have
like
to
a
trust what's going on?
like a playbook being played again?
Does this sound? That's
and over
exactly what I'm trying to
And
say.
over again.
I
Yes.
know it's very easy to just to say that I'm losing my mind because I'm like literally hooked up to fucking drugs as we speak.
No,
But-
you're
But
you're giving them far too much credit on their intelligence. The mass majority of people will believe what they see and what they like.
okay.
There's a lot of people out there that as the chaos gets more chaotic, instead of being concerned about it, they feel the need to go play in it.
And
I
they're
only
doing
wear
it
shoes.
because
I only wear
It
shoes.
amuses them. It amuses them. The people that I've been dealing with right now, they're idiots that will say anything just because it amuses them. There's no foundation of belief or point of view. It's just, hey, I wonder what everybody's going to clap for me if I say.
Where the fuck do I get money to go off and do all that kind of shit you were just talking about?
Right?
yeah,
Fuck.
I don't
right?
know.
I can go online and spout all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can.
Yes,
For
you can.
hours.
Hours and hours of it.
I mean, if I
That kind of crazy. I got a 300 friggin' PowerPoint presentation for that.
Yeah,
Not a
right.
problem.
You want crazy? I got you.
I got crazy.
I feel
But,
like
But I think I don't know if it's like Salty said gonna fly this time. I'm giving him too much credit. It just seems to me like they're taking the book out again and they're saying all of this stuff, and it makes me sound like I'm crazy just for repeating what somebody else is saying.
Right.
And these people, are like you said, making all kinds of money off of it.
Come on,
Wow,
we still
that's-
got Q drops being circulated and deltas.
Yeah,
and
that's really the issue
we're not
right
that,
there.
We're not that advanced. We're not that
Yeah.
fast forwarded yet.
Well, and a lot of
I don't
people are
think so
doing
either.
whatever they can make money off of. I've been watching, X as well. I mean, I love being on X. I connect with a lot of great people there. We got a lot of people watching right now on X. But the reality is that I see a lot of people, especially these bigger accounts, are engagement farming. They're looking to get more people to comment on some stupid thing that they put out so that they can get more advertising money and get more ad share out of it. And it's not an exchange of ideas, it's just an exchange of idiocy so that they can try to make $1. And
Yeah.
the reality is that a lot of us that are serious about the future of this nation, that we're serious about truth and facts and moral principle and foundation, just have to go that much harder. We just have to talk that much louder to that many more people and try to drown out all of the garbage that many of these people are doing, because the personal greed is still there, but the message has to be shared, because the reality is that later on things are going to get hard. Things are going to get a lot harder than they are right now, and it's already getting
I
tough.
think so.
Most people don't realize that right now, and think about this, everybody listening, and go out and share this with your friends. There are 63 banks in the United States of America right now who are about to reach insolvency, which means that they completely collapse. If 63 banks in the United States of America collapse, not even on the same day, if they all collapse in the same week or the same month, that is the start of the spiral, the economic spiral. You're going to watch the housing markets, everything else collapsing with it. And when that what's his official title? I think it's retard. Yeah, retard. Jerome Powell of the
I'm not gonna
Federal
argue with that.
Reserve.
Yeah.
See, no. Watch what happens, because when this starts, that piece of trash is going to suddenly drop all the interest rates. He's not going to de-escalate the interest rates. He's going to drop it. It's just going to be one slam back to zero. And everybody thinks, oh my God, that's awesome. Interest rates go back to zero. No, it's not awesome, because that is what's going to drive the economy into an absolute shithole.
The one of the worst tailspins we've ever seen.
Right. So here's the implication of all of this is that when that happens, all of those trash bags out there that are saying all the crazy shit you just repeated,
Yeah.
they're going to wake up. And when they wake up, they need to have somebody like us who are already focused on truth and reality and dealing with the hard facts of what's before us to say, hey, okay, little Timmy, now that you quit playing your games and you decided to grow up, let the big boys come over here. The big boys are going to show you what you should have been
What you
paying
need to
attention
do, yeah.
to the whole damn time. Yeah.
Or maybe the big boys won't show him, and he'd be left
No,
all
we
out there
have
with
to.
the
We have to.
Figure-
We have
figure it
to.
out.
breeze.
We have to, no matter how much those people piss us off, the more people we can get unified as we go through this, the better our outcome is going to be.
See, one of the best things about being a teacher is you can always piss your students off. Sometimes, if you piss them
absolutely.
off right, it motivates them.
Amen.
True. Very true. Okay, so that was a pretty interesting little session there. I wasn't too keen on the insults, but it was
Those were free. We didn't charge extra for those.
those were free. Oh, thank you very much.
We love you, Pete. That's why.
And here I am being, you're saying that shit, and I'm like, you're insulting me. Meanwhile, I'm hooked up to a friggin' bag of shit that's being pumped into my heart as we speak.
It's the price of love, brother. It's the price
Yes, I
of
know.
love.
I absolutely
You
know.
gotta bear the penalties like everybody else.
Well, that's why I have you guys on, because I know you'll tell me the truth.
I don't mind
Right.
being insulted. I was
Yeah.
married for 5 years.
Oh my God, 5 years? Shit.
Mm.
It
I
was
made
good
it
for a
12.
while.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
say nothing because Mrs. PTP is right in the other room. I don't even want to talk about that.
Well,
Flying the door.
I did see I tell you what, though, I told her about this today. A TikTok of a woman who her husband walked into the kitchen where she was, and she's like, "Hey, babe, I just need to let you know our marriage license expired." She goes, "I got a letter in the mail saying that our marriage license expired. We need to go renew it." And he's like, "Really? Our marriage license is expired?" And then she's like, "What the fuck are you smiling at?" He was all happy that the marriage license expired.
Yeah.
Like that can never happen.
going through the
Yeah,
Rolodex.
right.
It never expired.
No.
Unfortunately.
Cost
Yeah.
$10,000
It
to
expires
expunge it.
when you do.
It expires when you do. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
All right. So we got a little time left over. We still got time left over. So are there any other questions that anybody would like to ask, either out of the chat or out of the panel?
I got something I'd like to share while everybody's thinking about that. It's only take a minute.
Absolutely.
So I had somebody recently ask me while I was doing my Sunday show. They said, "Rev, why do you?" Because they noticed my Bible is all my pages, my important pages are marked with dollar bills. And they said, "Well, Rev, why do you have dollar bills in your Bible like that?" And it's a reminder to me. But the good book says, "Render unto Caesar what is Caesar, Caesar's, and render unto God what is God's." We are God's. The money belongs to Caesar. And this is the important message in this, is that those dollar bills belong to the Federal Reserve, not the United States of America, and not to you and I. And no matter how many of those that you collect, they will still never be yours. No matter how long you hold on to them, they will still never be yours. And no matter how long you hold on to them, somebody else is still in charge of whether or not they hold value or don't hold value. So if you put all of your faith in the dollar bill, you're going to come up short and wanting. If you put all your faith in your relationships and your connections with each other, and more importantly, your connection with God, then you're going to be fulfilled, and we can stand together and figure out everything else. It is always going to come back to unity, to family, to Christ, to all of us. Yes.
Quick question, off topic totally, but it's a quick answer. What's the most? I've heard this term a lot, and I don't know where it comes from, but never again. That thing's being thrown around a lot. What are they saying? What's going on there? Never again.
A lot of things. That's been used for
No,
phrase
it
been used
refers
for
to
a lot of
one
things.
thing.
Okay, Pete, hit me.
it refers to the Holocaust. Never again.
But they're saying it now, so then that must be like this
Well,
October
they
7th.
considered October 7th to be an attack on the Jewish people, no different than what Hitler did to the Jewish people in World War II. So their
Okay,
motto,
well-
"Never again," is
All right. Well, go
is
ahead and
something-
keep that in mind when you take a look at the video that I posted. I found one, not the one I was looking for, but it's on Pilled. You can have a look at it whenever you want and determine for yourself if that's what he said or not, for the anti-Semitic calling for the death
Right.
penalty.
It's on Pilled, you said?
I posted it while you
Yeah,
were
it's-
asking if I
it's
fell
in our
asleep.
private-
It's in
Oh,
our
it's
It's
private
in our
chat.
private chat here to the
Yeah,
side.
you just bring it
Oh.
up.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was correct in my correlation of never again is referring to the Holocaust. And when people use it today, I think they're reflecting this nasty attack on poor defenseless Israel from these guys with all the massive artillery, the Palestinian boys with slingshots.
They're
Well,
accurate, man.
I
Just like
I
they
got
a little bit more than Palestinians with slingshots.
Yeah, I'm being what is that? Facetious.
Facetious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Facetious.
Um,
Is that-
So
I'm trying to not
Here's
hog the
one.
mic because my voice
Here's-
is
What is that?
not going to go forever.
here's a quick point of view. Yeah. Here's a quick point of view, by the way, for those who aren't paying attention. Straight, white, heterosexual males between the ages of 18 and 65 who are predominantly Christian are the ones being targeted for the new Holocaust.
well,
All right.
I don't hear too many people refuting that.
I mean, they're calling it right now.
So what do I need to
Well,
do?
there's-
Walk
there's
into
been
a
a-
bar with three
Well,
nails?
there's
and
been a
ask
white
them-
genocide going on for the last 10 years.
At
And-
least
and
the
just
last
pe-
years.
People don't want to talk about it though. That's why they want to bring in a bunch of brown and black people to America to dilute it.
Yep.
Look at Europe; it's been going on for the last 15 years, almost 20 years at this point.
And
Yep.
the babies.
So
Hey, Pete.
I mean, it's not surprising to me at all that but the thing is that we have to deflect because the scourge of everything wrong in society around the world is what blamed on white people.
Yeah.
For the
It's
most
just-
part,
it's-
yeah.
Talk to you after your show
Yeah.
closes, can I talk to you one-on-one for about minutes, Pete?
As long as it's not too long.
No,
Okay.
no more than 5 minutes.
Excuse me. Smokey Randy says what he said up in the chat right there. Never again. Just ignore the 2 million Palestinians you intend to ethnically cleanse.
Yeah, right. It's fine. Don't worry about that. It's just 2 million of them. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're like chickens. It's fine.
Yeah, it's no big deal, really.
It's fine.
Imagine the idea and how much it has festered and grown to have a man consider killing another man. It's when you think about it in its basic sense, it's like, where do I stand to gain something out of this? Because if this man is my friend, him and I can do so many great things together.
But but in a time of war, do you consider that man to be your friend or your enemy?
Well, even think about that. How do we get to war? What mentality needs to be, field pressed or napalmed into our brains to make
Yeah.
us think that a whole bunch of us, not just me and my neighbor, now a whole bunch of us need to get together and fucking kill each other.
They did it
Forgotten
with
country.
diverse unity. They're using slogans like that. Like
right.
Dehumanization.
Jumbo shrimp, diverse unity.
repetition.
You
is
can't
the
have
simplest
it both
form.
ways. It can't work. It's not possible. That's why one word is diverse. They're diverse.
Right.
You
So
don't unity that.
so
You end up with a mess always, which was the plan.
so circling back, right?
Circle back.
Let me see it. Let's see it.
Circling back, doesn't
Nagasaki.
ethnically cleansing solve the problem.
Well, I mean, technically it does.
But right, technically, but
If you want a short-term
Technically.
process, technically it solves a lot of problems. But on the
What are
world
the
stage, that's something
problems?
else.
what are the
Yeah.
problems? That's the thing.
The problems is what the victors say it is. You know, the
I mean-
problems is what I say it is.
You know, I want all these people to go away, but I don't want to be Hitler, right?
Well, I mean, they claim victimhood, but yet then they're genociding, you know, a group of people. You know, taking down hospitals, not one, taking out hospitals so that they can go what? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. We thought there was a Hamas guy in there somewhere, and so we decided to take the whole building down. Oh, so all the people you had hurt previously who were in the getting treatment for like cancer and, you know, broken limbs and stuff like that, those innocent people, the farmers,
You know,
you can't tell me that every single person in there in the hospital was Hamas. It's like me saying that every Jew is bad. Okay. I mean, you can't do that. It's just,
Yes, you can.
the thing is-
There are
but
medics.
they justify it that way.
There are
They
medics
justify
on
it.
every battlefield. The medics are there to save people. They have the knowledge to save people, right?
Right, but they're also
But they're also
I'll
here
tell
to
you
save-
something right now.
No.
I'll tell you something right
The
now.
medics are actually by the Geneva Convention. If the enemy combatant needs medical condition, our side is required to give that enemy medical aid until I put a bullet in his head.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Mrs. PTP doesn't have a racist bone in her body. She loves everybody until they give her a reason not to. White, black, Catholic, Jewish, Puerto Rican, doesn't matter. But if everybody in the entire Jewish religion drove Teslas, she would hate that religion en masse. They would
So-
all go down.
you
They would
you
all
guys
go
want,
down.
you want to hear my observation on all of this?
What's that?
So, two things. One, everybody needs to stop this purity test shit with each race. You know, especially like this idea of anti-Semitism. Can we talk about, you know, when is anti-white going to be, you know, bad or anything else, or is
That'll
that,
never be bad.
you know, why are we putting one above the other?
They're going to
And
make a
here's
law
the
about
other thing is-
anti-white?
Yeah, why can't we talk about that? Why is anti-Semitism so important? Why can't we just say anti-racism? Why is one more important than the other? So that bullshit needs to stop, because here's the other reality. Here's the flip side of that coin. The only way, everything that we're talking about here is part of the human condition. All right. We're all evil bastards as a whole. As individuals, we're great people, but as a whole, we suck. That's just the reality of it. There's only one way to cure the human condition. That's to kill all humans.
Hey, have you guys noticed the word
that sucks.
Zionism has been getting watered down over the past couple of years? Now
The
it's
word
not so
what?
bad. Zionism,
Yeah.
Zionist. It's now. It used to be up there with Marxism and all that
Communism.
other bad stuff, and now it's just
Socialism.
like now we've got your Christian Zionists, and I'm like, they're really pulling that sucker in. It's like they're just, come on, Zionists, you're not that bad. We can get you in here.
Well, I mean, the word Zionist, it always had the same meaning. It's just they put it into a different verbiage.
So what's the definition?
Like I said, it's looking more palatable.
Yeah, the same thing they did with Marxism and socialism and communism. Those were like F words.
Well, socialism
now
went
they're
the
socially
opposite
acceptable.
direction. Socialism was a good thing. Now it's not.
Socialism was never a good thing. It never worked in any country.
I'm
it was
talking
ever
back
implemented.
talking back in 38 when Hitler had National Socialism, his definition
No.
of it.
Okay, that was the name of what he called it. It wasn't a socialist country. It was a dictatorship.
Isn't
After the backers backed away from Hitler in 1936, late 35, early 36, the people who put Hitler in power in 33 backed away from him because he was getting too fanatical.
I didn't say.
Okay.
I don't
So-
think we had to
so-
go one way or the other on that. I think you could think that they had both National Socialism under a dictatorship.
No, I got
No,
I got a history lesson for you if you want to.
There was no
understand that a little
national
better.
socialism under dictatorships. He
So
did
Mao-
what he did. Hold on. He did what he
Yeah.
did because he wanted to garner the support of the people before he invaded Poland. That's it. Nothing else. And once he swiftly invaded Poland, the people were behind him. So then he went into Czechoslovakia, and then he annexed Vienna. Then he did all this other stuff under the guise of Lebensstrasse, stretching our legs. That's what the German people needed to do. And that's how he gained power without the political backing of the people who put him there in the first place. So there was no socialism at all in
Well,
Nazi Germany.
Yeah,
at all.
there was in the beginning during the fall of the Weimar Republic, because here's the reality, and this
I'm
is
talking
this is
about
the part
after 33.
No, yes, sir, you're right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is this is the real hard truth of all of it. Whether you're talking about socialism or not socialism, but communism or fascism or any other stupid ism, the reality is that the degenerate little thumb-sucking crybabies that we know as socialists have brought them in. Whether we're talking about Mao, whether we're talking about Stalin, whether we're talking about Hitler, I mean, you can go all the way back through the beginning of history since the world began itself. All of these little thumb-sucking crybabies are traitors to their own people, and they set up the scenario. This plays out exactly the same every time. The details are exactly the same, just change the names. The thumbsuckers bring in they open the door for whoever the authoritarian is, and it doesn't matter what name you put on it, it's still the same exact process, and it still results in the same exact thing every single time. And here's the funniest part about it is if these little retards, and I mean this wholeheartedly, retard, would study history just for a moment, they would realize that in every single instance that this has ever happened throughout history, since the beginning of time, probably since the beginning of God himself, it has always come out the same, that when these authoritarian regimes get in power, they go back and kill the little retards who were disloyal to begin with. Every single time.
And that's a historical fact.
Yeah, it is.
That's historical fact.
Every
So
time.
Israel doesn't have that long left, then, do they?
You can look at what Hitler tried to do in 33 and 34, trying to deport the Jewish people that were in Germany. He tried to deport them. He didn't try to execute them or kill them or murder them. He tried to deport them.
It was his corporate handlers, his money people that changed that.
And
it wasn't. And it was never about, this is the other thing that the history books have wrong. It was never about killing Jews. It was about using them for slave labor and just not bothering to feed them or anything else until they run them into the dirt. And it wasn't just Jews. It was whoever they could push into the camps. There were Christians in the camps. There were political oppositions. There were people who just pissed off their neighbors and got put in the camps.
That's right. Black people, gypsies, Jews, Christians.
But even what they would have considered good German people, because somebody named Karen got pissed off and went and told a story to somebody else because this person over here wouldn't give her what she wanted or give her her way or whatever stupid shit popped into these stupid little brains. And that person and their whole family gets hauled off to the camps because some dumb, can't understand normal thinking individual had to run her mouth. Like literally,
that's what they've been trying to do nowadays.
Yeah,
to get you to rat on your neighbor about, you're saying this about this person, or you're talking anti-Semitic about these people, or you're for the Palestinians and not the Jews. That's what they're getting to try people to do now. And it's just people are just rejecting it left to right and up and down because they saw it coming back then and they see it coming now. The only difference is they couldn't do anything about it back then. Now we can do something about it. We can
educate each other. Yeah,
that's right.
Can reject it. We can educate each other because once you see the patterns, once you understand, like when we talk about color revolution and all of that, when everybody starts to understand what color revolution is. When everybody starts to understand how mass formation psychosis is used as a weapon, how cognitive dissonance is used as a weapon, when everybody starts to understand the pattern of behaviors and they start to see those patterns, then they start saying, okay, you know, it's just like when you're walking down a trail and you see the pattern of a rattlesnake, because now you're trained to recognize rattlesnake patterns. You're gonna be like, okay, that's dangerous. It's dumb to mess with it. I don't feel like being dumb today. I'm gonna go somewhere else less dumb.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Damn it, Rev. You talk too much, and I can't fucking stop myself from listening to you.
My
Damn it.
bad.
How
My
much
bad.
longer
I'm
do
gonna.
we gotta go
You know
through
what?
this?
I'm gonna write myself a good, sternly worded letter.
Yes.
Mm,
Absolutely.
Yep. Circle
You're
back on
gonna
that
fold
one.
it up real nice.
Circle back and write
Yep.
yourself a
I'm
strong
gonna
Shine
put
it
that,
up.
and I'm gonna. He's gonna use like a 75 weight paper, you know, and he's gonna
Yes.
use a calligraphy pen. And that's be very nice. Be very nice.
Jeez.
I got something I want to say real quick.
Please say it.
It's
Cost
not
you a
about
dollar.
me, but okay. Well, I'll just put it on my tab. It's about Pianon, and if you guys remember who Pianon is, and Pianon, he was a podcaster here, big on YouTube during the whole Q thing. He walked through a public building and then he got arrested for it. All right, and now he's in Tennessee doing hard time for it. So on the 4th of July, what I'm doing is I'm putting on a fundraiser for him. And I want people to come in, you know, share things about Pi. We'll have some music, you know.
I don't know who that was.
Really?
Here's
Was
the
that before my
caveat.
time?
No.
No. I think he just was on before you, and I think as he was getting ready to go to jail, you were almost going to
Yeah.
the hospital, basically.
Oh,
So
okay. So we missed
I
each
think
other.
I think it was just kind of a missing. But he's a real nice guy, real down to earth. He's got a couple kids, he's got a wife, and I've been in contact with some other people behind the scenes here. And what I want to do on the 4th of July is have a fundraiser for him on my channel. I'm not going to be accepting any gold pills at all. No gold pills. I'll be contacting the Mats. No subscriptions on my channel that day. No gold pills that day. The only way you'll be able to contribute and donate to Pi's family is through direct payments, like through Cash App,
Cash App or
PayPal, Venmo, something like that. And we'll be dropping those links continuously in the chat that day. And that way it bypasses any kind of kerfuffling or any kind of ruffling of feathers or whatever. It's all about just trying to help out this patriot, plain and simple.
Yes, because
right,
we
so
definitely don't
I-
want the kerfuffling.
Right.
I
no
gotta
kerfuffling.
jump in the middle of this. You know what, Warrior? You know what? Screw everybody else. All those people that had all that shit to talk, to hell with every one of them. You're a good dude that does good things. If somebody wants to send you gold pills so that you can pass them on or whatever, you know what? They can stick their little attitudes right up their little brown wrinkly holes.
I completely Rev, I completely
Don't-
agree with you. Absolutely, 100% agree with you.
Don't let that trash hold you
I'm
back.
not going to. I'm not
I
going
will-
to. I've already made a live announcement of this. Okay. Yesterday
okay.
I went
Well, I'm
live.
just saying, I will
and
come
I
in next
appreciate
week.
that.
I'll get
I
my
know you-
nunchucks and my throwing
I know
stars
you.
and my
You know behind the
ninja sword.
scenes.
I'll
I
get all
know.
of that
I would.
out.
You get a gator and a razorback, and you just have a heyday with some people. I
I'm
know
just
this.
saying, I'm just
Or some
saying,
people
I
opens
got-
up an envelope and an alligator
all
comes out.
the,
Arr,
all
you
the
know.
naysayers can eat
Let me-
bags of anything that comes in bags.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. I'm going to
something.
tell everybody this in Reverend Ranch channels, in my Pilled, my X, my YouTube,
Oh,
and
wait.
D-Live.
Everybody get a notepad out. Get ready to write this down. Go ahead.
Take this down. And this is including somebody in the chat too, and somebody who's podcasting right now, who's doing their podcast right now, right up against me, which they shouldn't do, but they do it anyway. When I was at my lowest, and I mean they had to revive me in the hospital twice, at my lowest, and Mrs. PTP was at her lowest. That guy down there, Warrior in the Garden, Mr. Spaz, Reverend Rant, Beach Bum and Mermaid, who's in my chat right now, and Severe Anon. They all came together with no asking what us asking them to do a damn fucking thing. And they brought us back to life.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know how we were going to make our bills that month. Me, I didn't even know what fucking month it was. And Mrs. PTP had no idea how we were going to make the bills that month because I got sick right after we just made a huge purchase. And I never expected to get sick, so our funds weren't as straight as they should have been.
Mhm.
We had to buy her a new car. I never expected to get sick after that. And these guys came together and they pulled us out of the shit. And they never asked for a dime. They never asked to be thanked. They never asked for any fucking thing. Nothing. As a matter of fact, I believe I got more money than I actually took in. In those fundraisers that we got from those guys. So
That's fucking nice to hear.
with that being said, if you have any reservations about Warrior asking to do a fundraiser for one of the Patriots or Anons or whatever the hell you want to call it, trust in this. He will give every pill everything that he's going to get, and it will. Spaz was sending me pills. I don't even know what the fuck they were coming from.
Who cares?
Just
But I mean, they
logged
were
into
like,
his
"Oh, this
account.
is a
Oh my gosh,
donation,
all these pills. What's
a
going on here?"
donation from whoever," you know.
Yeah.
For like weeks after that, and he was. I mean, I'm telling you right now, no reservations on donating to any of these guys because they will make sure with the mats.
Yeah.
Because Severe Anon hooked up with the mats before they did my fundraiser there and made sure that I got every fucking pill that you guys sent to me. Every fucking one of them.
Right. And here's the thing too, is I'm
So
gonna
no
contact
reservations
them.
about that.
I'm gonna contact the Mats and I'm gonna tell them on July 4th this year, just flip the switch, turn my pills off, turn my subs off. Because it isn't about me. It's all about raising as much money as we can for Pied. It's just because I don't do this very often, but when I do it, I have a feeling in my gut that these people need help.
Yep.
And
you're
it
right.
was literally a holding down the fort that Spaz and I talked about that. And then the following Saturday or Thursday, Friday, I'm getting a text. Hey man, do you want to jump in on a Saturday fundraiser for Pete? I said, I'm in. Let's do this, right?
Oh, by the way,
it
Beach
was
Bum and
literally do
Mermaid.
that.
Beach
Yeah,
Bum
she
and
did most of the
Mermaid
work
just
behind
said
that.
in the chat right now, I'm available to help Warrior in the Garden if you need me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yep,
So,
I appreciate
yeah.
it. Yeah. So,
So I wanna-
the whole thing, hold on. I got actually a little spiel because I've been thinking about this for a while.
Go ahead.
I got the feeling that because I look around and I on all these major platforms, big platforms we have here on Pilled, and I've asked around and I've lurked enough to know that none of these people with the big names and the big reaches are doing this. So fuck them, first of all. Second of all, shame on them. And third of all, if they're not going to do it, then I'll do it. The whole point here is that when Spaz and I talked about it, it was meant to be because I was feeling it like in my gut, and I'm feeling in my gut that Pie's family needs help. So on the 4th of July, I want to have a spectacle. It's going to be in the afternoon, like 2 to 6. I'm running about 4 hours so people can go and have barbecue and they can go watch the fireworks and all that kind of good stuff, you know. But the whole thing is the whole point is I don't want there to be any discrepancy. I don't want it. I'm removing excuses for those that were causing dissent and those were causing problems when we did the fundraiser for Pete. And when you remove objects like that of power from people, they have nothing over you. And so
Yeah.
there is Severe. He's going to opt out of this, and he's got his own reasons for it because
And I don't blame
and-
him one bit.
right. I don't either. But here's the thing: is that with me, if anybody out there who's listening to my voice and is saying that I'm a shill, or if I hear that I'm a shill and that so and so said this, I'm going to contact that individual who called me a shill or called me I'm taking advantage of Pie's family or whatever, and then I'm going to give them an opportunity to apologize to me privately. And if they don't, then I will call them out publicly and I will melt their fucking face, just like I did Belushi, just like I did the other people, all that kind of shit out there. I have no problem doing it because it's not about me. And if you're jealous or if you have pride, go sit on a fucking egg somewhere. All right, get out of my face before I break your face. I don't play this. Okay, the only reason why I do this is to help these people out, and that's why I'm taking away the gold pills. So I'm taking away the subscriptions because all the things, every link is going to go directly to Pie's wife, and that's exactly where all the money should go to, and that's where it will go to.
Did you
So-
notice that shocked look on my face when you name dropped?
Oh, what? No, Belushi?
It was
Oh,
kind
no.
of like this.
No, he's a punk ass bitch, and I've called him that to several times, and he says nothing
Yeah.
about it. So
So we have. I mean, you guys have seen a little bit revolving around me too. We have groups of these retards on the internet. Unfortunately, in my case, it's actually gone to the courtroom, and it's gone to the courtroom because shut the hell up means shut the hell up. Walk away means walk away. If you're going to jack with one of us, then I'm going to make you regret it.
Now you see who your real friends are.
Yeah, and here's the
Once
thing
that
about
happens.
this. Here's the thing about this. What hath a man if he have words but no works? If you don't put in the works, your words aren't shit. No greater love hath a man than one that would lay down his life for his friend. That does not mean would you die for me. That means would you live for me? Would you spend your time and effort to make sure that somebody else's life is better? Would you be bigger than yourself and stand for those around you? And I'm going to tell you, you guys are going to have to pardon me for a minute, but I'm going to tell you because this shit fires me up. Don't ever, warrior, you too, don't ever let any of these shitbags hold you back or dissuade you from who you are. Don't ever think that there aren't some of us who aren't going to stand with you, because to do the right thing is to come up with the unity, to stand for those that we love, to stand in our community is to bring us the unity that this nation needs, that we are called for, because first and foremost, we are brothers and sisters before God. Secondly, we are brothers and sisters before this nation. And thirdly, we're brothers and sisters right here in this community. And you know what? If any one of us needs it, the rest of us will be there. That's what we're supposed to be. That's what we're called for. So don't. If you got something to say, you know what? Stick one thumb in your ass and the other in your mouth and wait for one of us to holler switch, and then you can say it.
That's right.
Cough.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
How much more treatment do you have to go through, do you think?
oh, I
This-
have quite a bit.
The stuff it's
Um,
causing. I mean, you got some weight loss going on, and you can't hide that. I'm just
No.
curious for what's
Um,
prognosis on how long.
This is the first round, what they call it. But I'll be going through at least 3 rounds of this before I take. I'll go through the first round, and I'll take a CT scan to see if anything has shrunk.
Okay.
If it does, I'll continue the treatment. If I'm not, I'll get it more aggressively, or I'll switch to a different one. But I'm looking at least 3 or 4 rounds of this, and it might take quite a bit to go through.
Time wise, roughly, what are we talking?
What did Charles say on time wise? For the
He said you have-
Like how many times a week? How many months of it?
well, hold on one second.
we go for scans in 2 weeks.
Uh,
And once they do the scans, then they decide if you're going to continue with this course of treatment or not. That'll determine if the cancer has grown, stayed the same, or gotten smaller. If it's gotten smaller, we stay the course. If it's grown, we change courses. Stays the same, more than likely change courses.
Right.
So
I mean, anyway, we're looking at least a year's worth of treatment.
Wow.
From what these people are saying. A little
And-
less than a year's worth of treatment.
Well,
And did April get that from season
What
5,
concerns
episode
me is
4
your
of
weight.
Grey's Anatomy?
no, that was season 7. Thank you very much.
hey, Pete,
That's great.
the
Yes.
reason I'm asking about the time frames and stuff is because you've dropped significantly on the weight scale.
Yeah, I lost
And-
about 101 pounds. 100.
Yeah.
Well, I've gained a little bit back. I gained about 5 pounds back, but I lost around 100 pounds.
Isn't that
Are
good?
are they keeping an eye on you sustaining your weight, and is that also being managed?
No,
throughout
not
this
really,
whole-
because I'm still
They weigh him every day he comes
yeah.
in.
Even though I weighed yesterday, 235. If I go in tomorrow morning, they'll weigh me the same again. They'll put me on the scale again. So
I'm a
I
couple.
was a
Just
big, I
worried
was a
for
big
how
boy
long.
before I started all of this.
Yeah.
I was up in the 330s.
How's your
So-
spirits in overall? Pretty good.
There's times that they're absolutely fantastic, and there's times that they're not.
They're better when he's not in
right.
the car with me.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
here we-
better when. Yes, Pez.
Here we are.
Yeah, we're here.
Yep. Give
I
us
mean,
a call anytime. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know I will. I mean, I my spirits, as far as my spirits go with this stuff, is when, and I'll put it into this perspective, when this shit first started, and I found out that I was in a bad off way with the cancer, I was in a very, very dark place. We talked about this on my show. I was in a very dark place. I just I didn't want to give up, but I wanted to give up because
I
I've
know.
been through this before. This is the second bout of cancer that
Oh,
I'm going
I
through.
know what you mean.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm at the level you are, but I've had
No,
I've had
but
a
you
lot
went
of
through it.
punches thrown at me.
You know, you
and
went through this stuff, so you
Yeah.
understand of all people. But
no,
it
I
had
know
to
what
do
you
with a
mean.
lot
Of,
of
I want to give up, but I can't give up.
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, that I never answered back on Pilled. That well, where I couldn't really answer them back. I wasn't in a position to type. But when Mrs. PTP would come see me, she would tell me that, hey, this person, you know, all these people are praying for you, and she would sit next to me and tell me all of this stuff. And
every
Who
night.
would ever know?
Every
that at
night,
this time in
every
your-
night.
At this
Spaz-
time in your life,
you know, I talked to Spaz,
Here
I
you
talked to
are.
Warrior, I talked to
and now all these people that you didn't know so many months ago are just showing all this love, and it's
Yeah.
I got to imagine how that feels. That's
it's
when
overwhelming.
you were telling me your story about all the fundraising and stuff.
Yeah.
It was done with a lot of passion, and you have my respect and admiration for that.
Yeah, it was.
I always hope the best for you, Pete.
And there was certain people who I thought that would be out front and center, would be the first people to take up that mantle of looking out for me or looking out for April, even if they couldn't do anything, but just be there for them. Those people are the most fucked up ones that there were.
Yep.
And
Say no
I'm
more.
not going to mention no names because
Nope,
those
you
people
don't
are on
have
my
to.
dead frequency. They're on
You
my
don't
dead
have
frequency. I don't need to mention their name, give them any play, or
I knew about it long before it happened, Pete.
you know what? That's why you're at where you're at right now.
Yeah,
That was my apology.
I know.
Okay,
We're clear. We're
real
solid.
clear. Yeah. And I don't apologize to nobody for nothing.
Yeah.
But that's just the way
We're
that
good
things
to
are.
go.
There are people on Pilled who I didn't even know who they were, who were sending me these big long messages telling me that if I needed anything or April needed anything, do not hesitate to reach out. They don't care if it's a hug or $10,000.
Yep.
I'm not too good at prayer. But I mean, if you need a C note or whatever, and times are, just give
And
a
you know,
call.
it's not that it's like I was telling them, we made that car purchase, and then right after that I got sick. So when we really needed that fundraiser, the guys on the fucking screen right here, the ones who stepped up,
They are.
and of course, up with Beach Bum and Mermaid, and Severanon, who was in doing his show right now.
And because of all of this,
We made our bills that month,
I gained 2 sisters.
and that's right, Mrs. PTP. I think she gained sisters for life.
And- You don't even know if we're real. We could be like AI animatronics somewhere.
I am a meat popsicle.
I would say
As
that. I
always
would
thought
say that
you were
about
AI.
the weak popsicle thing. I could understand that.
You're right.
I got a list of people that I call, and I met them all on Foxhole. When shit is
Yeah.
really bad, Pete,
Yeah.
I'll go through. I'll be like Batman, Zoso Dude, Curly Kaylee, Warrior in the Garden, CDP, Edit, and Spazzo Yeti, and I just run on down the line. And when times are tough and I need to vent, or I need some feedback or somebody to yell at.
Yeah.
It's
Foxhole.
rare that I don't answer my phone. When somebody who calls me who I know who it is, it's rare that I don't answer my phone. And if I don't answer my phone, it's because I'm away from it or I can't get to it at that moment.
I didn't like the idea at first when Spaz would call up Mrs. PTP and ask if I was still alive.
I think he did that at my request. Wasn't that
Yeah,
one? Was that
Yeah,
on my
Me
request?
too.
Because
Yeah,
people
I
were
was-
asking me, like, is
we're
he
asking
alive?
all the time. I was like,
What are
Because
you
I knew,
asking me
Pete,
for?
I knew we were at odds.
Be
I
alive.
gotta call his
I needed
police.
to
I
know,
don't know.
'cause I still love him.
I didn't know. I thought you were trying to pick up on her. Hey, is he still alive?
And I knew that Spaz and you were still buddies, and I'm like, man,
Hey, can I
I
come
don't
to
give two
California?
fucks about what happened to me and Pete. I want to know that good man is still on this earth.
I'm
People
still
were in
here.
my chat last night
Yep.
going, any word on Pete? And I'm like, look, man, we just send the prayers. I'm sure he's all good. We
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
doing.
Otherwise,
And I remember I was thinking about it, and I said, I didn't tell anybody that I was doing treatment this week. I forgot to put a message in Pilled or whatever. So people are probably wondering why I'm not doing my 11 o'clock shows.
people.
Well,
are
I
doing
actually
that.
did. As soon as after April sent me the message to reach out to Salty.
Yeah.
Because you were having to drive 2 hours and go to treatment and come back and stuff. I put out to Pilled. I said, just in case anyone's wondering, Pete is going to do a show tonight.
Hmm.
So and I got a lot of response and like, oh good, or a lot of red pills on that one. So
Good,
Yeah,
good.
Pete, you may want to catapult illegals over the border, and I want to catapult Jews way over the border, but we're still going to high
into the
five
ocean.
and giggle it off at the end of the day. We're
At
still
the end of the
buds.
day, we're probably going to giggle it off. You're absolutely
right,
right.
I want to trouble shade them off the edge of the earth, just right off the edge.
They'll hit the damn ice wall,
Oh no, just like cats, just
Oh,
knocking
I
shit off
like
the
it.
shelf.
which
I
is not.
like it.
Hold on, which may not be a bad thing for
Fucking
Salty
ice wall.
because there's patrolled by Nazi patrol boats.
Oh,
I mean, if you catapulting Jews right into Nazi patrol boats, that was horrible. I shouldn't even said that.
yeah, right. I mean, I think there's a better way. If we
There's
take
got to
all the-
be a better way.
if we take all the taco trucks and we put them on the other side of the Mexican border and we make them all free,
Oh, they'd be gone. Everybody be
I'm
gone.
just saying.
Me included. Anyway,
I'm just going to start hooking pennies.
there
Hopefully,
you go.
That's
There
good
you
stuff.
go.
Good stuff.
Have you had enough, Pete?
Right.
I
know
think so.
that
I think so. Yeah. You
think
sound
so.
kind of tired, buddy.
you're stretching it out, bro.
So let's. I'm sorry.
The comment from Jamal.
No, what do you say?
He said maybe it would be nice if Reverend Rant could do a prayer for you and Salty before you guys go off.
Nice.
Oh, that would be nice. Could you do that?
Yep.
Okay.
I can
What do you
that.
want to do? You want to do the your guys' promos or the prayer first?
Prayer first.
Okay, let's do a prayer.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for all that you do in our lives and all that you open our eyes to and guide us to, and the better that you bring us in your life. And we thank you for our good friend, Pete the Patriot, And we ask that you reach down and you lay your healing hands upon him, that you look over him, that you look over April and everybody else close to him, and that you guide him through these hard times, and that you stand by him, and that you heal that evil from within him. And we ask that even more, that we have more of you in this world, that all of us can stand on our faith and our understanding and find peace in ourselves through these tribulations that we face. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, Pete, really glad you're pulling through.
I'm doing the best I can. That's all I can do. I have the support of all you guys. And April won't let me quit. She just won't let me quit.
Good.
So
It's almost like she loves you. I know that's crazy.
that's
but
what I said today. Exactly the same thing.
Right?
I said
He was screaming, holding onto the door handle.
I was, raging down the highway at 90 miles an hour.
I mean, honestly, is there anybody else that can tolerate April other than you?
No, absolutely not.
Is there anybody else who can tolerate you outside of April?
No,
No. See,
no,
there
I'm
it
a
is.
ginormous asshole.
Well, that's making like 5 of us right here. So
you're a ginormous asshole, and she's the asshole whisperer.
Yeah,
that's right.
that's exactly right. No, God put us in this path. We had to go through our trials and tribulations to get where we had to get to be where we needed to be. And God put me in our path here.
I never
Yep.
heard her whisper, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
was it whisper her? No, it's like 11.
There was a thing
To
that I had written on a piece of paper, and I put it above the door in the bedroom downstairs above the garage door, because our bedroom now used to be a den that led into the garage, and it used to say, "You never give up the fight until the fight is done." And
Amen.
I'm not going to reference what it meant to her. That statement, what it meant to her, was something could be completely different than what it means to anybody else. But she's telling me the same thing, that this is what we're going through right now is a fight, and we're going to fight it until the fight is done. There's no
That's
quitting it. You don't quit it until it's done. And every time I feel like 100% total and complete shit, and I just sitting there with tears in my eyes and I want to give up, she's there. And she's like, "Nope, sorry about that. What can we do to make you feel better? Because you're not giving up. You're getting up tomorrow and you're going to treatment and you're doing whatever you got to do. We're not giving up until it's time to give up."
I keep asking if he wants the pillow over his face, but he says no.
I don't want a pillow. I want to go. I don't want to fucking you to keep asking me, "Are you dead yet? Are you dead yet?" I don't want to keep it. I don't want that.
Don't go out like justice. What do they call it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. What's
Oh God, what's his name?
Yeah.
The justice
What do
that
you
was
call
going on a hunting trip and wound up suffering.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he died.
suffering in a whorehouse.
Yeah,
what was
in
it?
his bed with a-
Was it not Scalise?
Scalia,
Scalia.
Antonin Scalia. Yeah.
He was. There was a lot of suspicions around his death.
I'm just wondering. You wonder why these people in Congress don't speak up, righteously. It may be because
They're not righteous people.
somebody's holding a pillow over their head.
That's right. Every time they walk around the corner, they're holding a fucking My Pillow from Chuck Liddell there, whatever his name
Yep.
is. Mike Liddell.
Chuck Liddell.
Or
Remember
fucking
that
Chuck
shit you
Liddell is
did?
holding a pillow. That would
Remember
be
that
more
shit you did?
dangerous.
Remember that thing you voted on?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well,
I remember. You're going to
the
remember
insurance
now.
policy just ran out. Hey,
All right,
so-
let's
sweep the
Spaz,
leg.
let's get this show crack-a-lack in here,
Fucking
Yeah.
sweep the leg, bro.
because my
Yeah, I know.
My ass hurts.
I can tell the
Um,
timer's running out. Yeah.
so we got Spaz mandatory Metal Monday.
Yeah. I'm
You have
surprised
to
I'm
show
still
up.
doing
It's
it.
mandatory. He says it right there in the title. It's mandatory.
All
And I
you
think
really
it's
have
getting
to
close
do
to
is
show 100, isn't it?
Yeah, last night was 98.
Last night was 98. Okay, so yeah.
when
This
you
one
show
will
up
be
at
next week
Spaz's,
will be
turn the
100.
volume down, hit the blue pill,
Hit
and
the
do
blue
a thumbs
pill.
up, and you're good to go.
There you go. Perfect.
Always disagree with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the rest of the week, we don't
yeah,
find Spaz.
you don't find me, I find you.
Spaz finds us.
Except for Warrior, he found me a couple times. That fucking asshole.
I don't know how I did it. I was on. It was
He's a
honestly it was
private
by accident. It was just by accident.
accident,
honestly.
yeah.
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 Don't
He
make
calls
I
it
went,
by
I went
accident.
My, I went in
yeah.
my pantry,
Wink,
and all of a
wink.
sudden he was there. I'm like,
Wink,
what are you doing
That
here?
happened.
Hey,
By
what's a little
accident.
friendly stalking? Come on.
Yeah, little
fine.
stalking
Hey.
never hurt nobody.
Hey, I don't want you to think I'm stalking you, but you really need to rearrange your living room.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're out of milk.
You're out of milk.
right?
Your crackers are low.
Yeah.
You need to have different toilet paper. It's a little
The
too rough in my
saltines
bum.
are expired.
Really need to fix that light switch.
All right,
right.
so
I'm out.
Salty.
Love you,
Where
sir.
can we find you during the week if you have anything set? Who knows?
I had to pull back some because both a combination of the voice and its problems from the throat cancer battle and this eye problem. There's been a lot of pain. And if you thought I was salty earlier, boy, put me in a top level 10 pain where I'm clenching my jaws looking to throw something else. And it's just not a good attitude to be in when streaming. I promise to come back. I do need to get the message out about what it is I'm trying to impress upon people where I think they should be putting their focus, as you well know me, but it's gonna come in spurts as I get better and better. I'm
Good.
hoping that's the move here. I hope I don't degrade from here and just I get better.
Yes, you will. You will.
And I appreciate
well-
you having me on.
Yeah, we'll keep like I said, everybody will keep you in their prayers.
Yep.
Just like we keep everybody in our prayers.
Yep. You will be added to the list.
Yeah, the cancer is not a fun thing to go through, no matter what part of your body it's in.
So I get to put some of this fucking bullshit in my eye after the show.
Oh,
And
there
it's
you
gonna-
go.
It looks like
It's
super
gonna
glue.
glue it shut and hurt.
If you glue it shut, you don't have nothing to worry about.
right? It's just a little bit of Elmer's glue for you.
Yeah, little Elmer's glue doesn't hurt anybody.
At the optometrist today, I go in there and she's like, "So light sensitivity, huh?" And I said, "Oh yeah." And she shines this. I'm holding on to these handles with my chin up here.
A fucking
Oh,
spotlight
God,
right in your
He
eye.
brings out Luke Skywalker's fucking blue lightsaber and jabs it in my eye. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
I just went through that not too long ago.
That's funny.
They let me believe for over a year. They let me believe that I had macular degeneration and I was going blind. And then I went to another doctor and they put my face in the machine, did the lasers and all the other, where they try to blow you on your eyeball and all that crap. And turns out I just have some retinal damage. It's not actual degeneration.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That
I
is
was
good.
freaking out because I thought, oh, I got to start planning on being blind.
Yeah.
And that means I have to start doing mammograms by braille.
Oh, darn.
Whatever God closes one door, he opens up a window.
right?
You know what I mean?
I know I'd
Heightens
probably
other
go to
senses,
hell
right?
for saying that, but it was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. All right, Salty. So we'll look for you whenever you're on.
it's
Turn on your notifications.
Whenever it
people.
is. Yeah, whenever it is. We get notifications.
Random.
So
You know.
Okay, so hang
Yeah.
out. Don't leave yet. So
I'm gonna shut
Reverend
the
Ranch,
camera off.
tell us what's going on.
So most of the time on where are we at? Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can find me at 9 p.m. Eastern Alligator Time on Pilled, on X, on D Live, on
Milk.
Telegram, pretty much everywhere. Just look for Boiling Point Live, look for Rev Rant at Real BPL, depending on where you're at. But best of all, you can find me on Tuesday nights and sometimes on Thursday nights on the Pete the Patriot podcast, aka PTP. So
That's right.
this is the best. This is the best place to find me. All of you out there, before I bow out, say your prayers. It does make a difference. It does work, and on top of it, God's waiting to hear from you. Jesus wants to hear from you. The Holy Spirit wants to hear from you. It does make a difference. Say your prayers.
It does. It absolutely does. Just a little small, tiny prayer, not necessarily praying for anybody, but just thanking Jesus for allowing you to live another day, thanking God for allowing you to live another day. It helps, believe it or not. Not only does it help your mental, it helps your spiritual.
Yep.
So anyway,
Amen.
thank you, Rev. We'll see you on Thursday, hopefully.
Definitely
the,
shouldn't be a problem unless somebody comes to my shop and wants to throw, fistfuls of money at me. Then
I would expect you not to show up.
Right.
But anyway, the link will be in your DMs for you to be here, regardless of whatever the situation is.
I
So,
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
all right, man.
so
Thank you very much.
Pete, everybody else, I love you. I appreciate you, and God
All right.
bless you. I'll see you guys.
We'll talk to you later.
Yes,
We
sir.
will.
Hey, don't forget too, by the way, Pete, you guys have my phone number too. So if you need to use it.
Yeah,
I'm here.
absolutely.
All right. Love
Absolutely.
you guys.
Thank you. And Mr. Warrior in the Garden.
It's me, the one and only.
The one and
Hey,
only.
he's the guy that I wanted to stay on when me and you do our 5 minutes.
So can you hang out just a minute?
I had to go pee, but yeah, I can do that for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so real quick, I'm on vacation, technically, from doing research and doing my podcast, all of 47 of my projects. But I'm gonna be around. I will have this Thursday. I'll be on around Thursday, and hopefully it'll be around Thursday, and then Sunday I'm gonna have Disconnect Theater because a lot of people seem to like Disconnect Theater. And I may take next week off as well. I haven't decided yet, but because I'm really enjoying the time off right now. So,
It's nice,
but I'll be
isn't it?
around. It is nice because
Yeah.
I don't have to really think. I can just take care of shit around the house and
Yeah.
all the extra additional projects I have outside of all the podcasting stuff I do.
Yep.
So, but I will be around, and so if any impromptu streams or whatever, that's cool. I can probably jump on, or I may just have a random stream of playing a couple hours of how it's made from the History Channel or something. Who knows? I haven't decided yet. But the big thing that I want to promote, and I did earlier tonight, is Pianon and the fundraiser I want to do for him on 4th of July. That is the big one. So anybody who's still out there, if you want to help, the biggest thing you can do is anytime when you turn on notifications from me on my page, so that whenever I'll start tagging people too. Daphne, I'll start tagging you, and I'll start tagging some other people too. That way we can get the word out around. I need to tag some of the bigger channels to see if they want to be at least promote the event. They don't have to be involved, but they can at least promote it because a lot of people know who Pianon is, and I think we just need to help him. I just feel it like in my gut, like I said earlier, that his family needs help right now, which will take pressure off of him when he's doing his illegitimate stint right now. So that's the big thing right now I have going on. I will be doing some small restructuring with all my shows, maybe not as frequent, and of shows like every other week, every week's basically. But just look for notifications, and I'll be announcing my changes and stuff like that, because I need to get there's other things out there and I want to do to increase the productivity of my stream using a different platform for sound and music and yada 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 yada. So that's about it. Pete, thank you very much for having me on again. I do appreciate it. Everyone out there, thank you very, very much for spending your time here with us, because your time is very, very valuable. Thank you for the 10,025 gold pills, bro.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 10,025. I just saw that. I'm like, where did
Wow.
they come from? Where did they come
Hold
from?
on. Did I miss something here? Hold on a second.
We'll hit the little filter. And you have a bunch of from Beach Bum and Mermaid.
Mermaid.
Spaz, DeKalb.
Mermaid.
Don't end the Fed just yet. Like cash
With a
out,
ship.
cash out.
Mermaid.
Yeah,
Secret Weapon. DeKalb with 1,000 gold pills. I missed that one.
Baby.
Spaz with a fleet. DeKalb with a phone. Jewel
Yeah.
with a cookie. Spaz with cans. Hitting me with cans. Oh my God. No, you can't hit me with a can. Would you stop being so damn violent?
As long as it's a
Anyway,
soft
God,
drink,
God,
right?
thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. And Spaz, if you feel you need to cash app anybody who doesn't have as much money as Mermaid, you know my cash app. Just saying. No, Mermaid was just asking him to cash app her. Spaz said I have money, and Mermaid said you can just cash app me some. And he said, well, you have more money than I do. And I said, I don't. don't have as much money as Mermaid.
Oh my God.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much. I'm going to keep you two guys in the green room for a minute.
Yep, I'm gonna go use the
Don't go
bathroom real quick.
anywhere. Yeah. I will not be on tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, and I'm not sure about tomorrow evening, depending on how I feel with this stuff. The 24-hour thing. So, look at Beach Bum and Mermaid laughing her ass off. So I'm hoping to see you tomorrow night, which would be Wednesday night, just for maybe a hangout, let you know how everything went. But we'll definitely be back for sure, full swing on. Well, no, I can't say that either. We will have a Thursday show, but Thursday the 6th, I have a doctor's appointment, which is a video chat at 11 a.m. So my show will probably start at noon or a little bit later, depending on that, because that's my, what do they call her? My pain management doctor. And I have a video chat with her. So, but definitely we'll be having the show on Thursday night. The Thursday night throwdown, where we'll probably see all the same guys on, depending on if we have another special guest or not. So let me thank all you guys for all the gold pills. I appreciate that so much. All the red pills, all the blue pills, if there are any in there. So, like I said, I will see you all hopefully tomorrow night. So until then, thank you so much. I'm just going to end the show. Say goodnight, Mrs. PTP.
Good night, Mrs. PTP.
All righty, guys. I will see you when I see you. Until then.